see Akinyemi, I see Amarachi, I see Awoshika. I hope this Awoshika is not related to Ibukun so that we can close this room and collect serious money from this person. Anyway, I see Cynthia, I see Jamilola. Forgive me, I'm not so good with native names, so sorry if you have a native name. I see Emmanuel, I see Frances, I see Gideon, I see Hezekiah, I see Ifetola, I see Imisiolua, I hope I got that correctly. I see Itino, I see Jesse, I see Kemi Shonobi, I see Mercy, I see Mochurayo, I see Oke, I see Olabowale, I see Oladimeji, I see Olorioke, I see Olorunwafumi, I see Oluwafumilayo, I see Oluwashemo, I see Oluwatominsin, I see Oluwatosin, I see Okemi, I see Paul, I see Precious, I see Ruth, I see Salako, I see Samuel, I see Sylvanus, I see Temitope and Toby. Interesting. It's great to have everyone in here today. This is the second edition of the Career Hub. I'm super excited to be here, moderating this session. So the first thing our speaker is coming up, right, by 10:30. The first thing I'd like everyone to do is to put your hands on your head. Everybody. It's time to Badura. We need to put our hands on our head. Every single person. Whatever you're doing, whether you are home, just put your hands on your head. Say, this head, you must have sense. This head, you must have sense. You don't need to unmute. Just say, this head, you must have sense. Okay? I know you're repeating after me wherever you are. This head, you must have sense. The next thing you're going to say, after this event, you must not go back to stupidity. After this event, this head, you must not go back to stupidity. All right? I know you've said that. The next one, after this event, okay, turn on your video. HR of Lagos must turn on your video, right? After this event, every act of foolishness in this head, every act of foolishness is over after this event. And then finally, you're going to say this: I will not go back to my old behaviors. I will not go back to my old behaviors. I will not go back to my old behaviors. Fantastic. Mochurayo, you are threatening us with your shower cap. We've seen you. Just calm down now. Just calm down. All right. Thank you to everyone that said that. It's really important that you say that prayer. Why? Because a lot of times, events do not transform people, right? It is what you do as a result of the events you've attended. We've become chief executive officers of master classes, but we're not doing anything. So I want to challenge everyone this morning, right? Or this afternoon, for those that are not in Nigeria, you've got to identify. So I'm giving you 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes. By 10:19, we're going to come back. 3 minutes. I want you to get a pen and a paper, or you can use your phone. Okay, you can use your phone or whatever it is. Just write down 3 things that you want to do. Only 3 that you're going to do as a result of being in this session. Remember that you paid for this session. Even if someone sponsored you, somebody paid for it. Even if it was free, it cost HR of Lagos team to set it up, right? When we come back from writing this, I'm going to tell you something about free events, as we get ready to bring up our first speaker for Career Hack 2.0. So I hope everybody's writing now. This is not joke. It's not a joke. I don't try to tell things that I've not tried. Practical stuff. So everybody go and write down. So on your phone or your notepad or something, 3 things you want to do as a result of this event. 3 things you want to take away. We'll have sessions on personal branding. We'll have sessions on career path, career planning. We'll have sessions on operational, personal, and strategic networking. We have plans on, we'll have classes on working in the digital age. Then we have CV and LinkedIn review masterclass. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Write down 3 things. When you're done, just type done on chat box. I need some energy, guys. So write down 3 things you're going to do. 3 things. We have 1 more minute. If you're done, just put done on the chat box. Write done. 3 things that you're going to do. 1 minute more, please. Let's take this seriously. It's not a joke. All right, I hope we're done now. I hope we're done. I want to see done. Thank you, Akirile. Thank you, Olorieko. Thank you, Marachi. Thank you, Samuel. Great. I love the energy in the house. Fantastic. Thank you, Emmanuel. Great. I love you guys. Your energy is massive. I understand that our speaker is already in the lobby. You know, Lagos, we take care of people, right? You know, our speaker right now is having champagne, quality champagne, in our lobby, our virtual lobby. So he's getting ready, to deliver. Thank you so much. Oluwa, you are those guys that used to do a few way in school. We said done, you're writing I am done. Wow, congratulations to you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. If you've not done that, please go and do it. So you want to get your 2 things ready. So get your coffee. So everybody, I have my coffee. Get your coffee ready and then get your water ready. You need these 2 things for this session. Your coffee and your water. Thank you, HR of Lagos. You're representing. Nice. Everybody get your coffee, get your water. Because at some point you need to, refresh. Okay, so we have our speaker in already. And why I asked us to do that was because, I said I was going to talk about the concept of free stuff. Listen, if you have a free mentality, you're not going to be able to do mad stuff, right? You're not going to do massive stuff if you have that concept of free mentality, right? You need to step away from that mindset. Nothing ever is free. Whatever you think is free, it costs another person a lot of money. So nothing is free, right? So take away that mindset. Now you may have gotten here on scholarship. It is not free. Somebody paid for it. So you need to take off that mindset so that you can get as much value as you can. So Seun is in the lobby and I'm just going to read his profile now so that we can get down to business. Like I said, as every speaker is talking, start picking out. Every word will not be for you, depending on where you are in your career journey, right? Pick out what is meant for you and begin to write it down. It was Josh Chufan that said, jot things down so that you can take things away. You need to jot things down. And that's not a joke. This is not another talk show or another talk. It is something is about your career. Your career is your life. Guys, your career is your life. So don't play with it. If you're playing with your career, then you're joking with your life. And it's really important that you don't do that. So Abiodun says, na Costa day here. I feel you, bro. Whatever you have, just put it inside, make it watery custard. All right. Seun Odegbami. Seun Odegbami is a storyteller, a brand and marketing specialist. He currently manages a brand agency called 2021 Lights, helping small and medium businesses grow their brand. Seun has also led some projects to help over 100 plus job seekers and career persons upskill. He has also won several competitions like the Best distribution entry for a product in one of Nigeria's leading telecommunications brand. Top 50 personalities on LinkedIn for 2021 by Sales Ruby, etc. In his free time, he loves cooking, gaming, Netflix, and chill. Seun, welcome to my gang. Social media handles, you can reach Seun at Seun Odegbami on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on Twitter, you can reach Seun at Seun_storyteller underscore 2.0. Sorry. On LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, you can reach Seun at Seun Odegbami. Whilst on Instagram, you can reach Seun at Seun_storyteller underscore 2.0. Guys, with a virtual rousing ovation, I want to see your claps in the chat box. Let us receive Seun Odegbami. Good morning, Seun. Are you there? Hey, Seun, mic check. Can you hear? Mic check. Good morning.
Okay, my mic was on mute.
Fantastic. Great to see you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, for the introduction. I'm glad that you Netflix and chill as well. So it's interesting for everyone. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, HR of Lagos. Thank you for the opportunity. I don't take it for granted. Thank you. I'm here to give value, and I'm sure that one or two persons are going to pick something from here. Just as Victor has said, free is not actually free. Someone paid for you to be here, even though you didn't actually pay cash, but it's to take down the note, take down what is for you. It might not everything that is here is going to be for you. It might just be for a couple of persons, but I'm sure that you're going to enjoy the session. And I'm going to be sharing things that have actually worked for me and things that are still working for me. And I hope that it's going to help you as you build your career. So branding is a space that's been very interesting for me, and it has worked for me. And I'd like to share the same secrets with you. No fake stuff, real stuff that I do by myself that has actually worked. So thank you, guys. I'm going to start. I hope we're all ready with our pen and paper. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right, I hope you can all see my screen. You can set it on the chat box. You can type if you can see my screen. Can we all see the screen? Can let me know. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we'll be talking about brand you, professional branding, building your career around branding. All right. We want to get into the big four, but unfortunately, getting into the big four did not happen. Even after all the several tests, several interviews, it was like it wasn't made for you. So I ended up doing another fantastic job, or job not within what I really wanted to do, because I was doing marketing. So I didn't have the opportunity to do that. So whatever I had to do at that point in time, like they say, whatever your hands find doing, you do it and you do it well. So the next thing was for me was to go into customer service. So I think there are a lot of people that I know that customer service is their first job, but customer service cannot be your last point. It's just a stepping stone to your growth. So I think for a period of 3 years, I was just, going, coming. It was a comfortable place to work in. It was a comfortable place to work in. I enjoyed my workplace. There was certain perks that you enjoy, free airtime, free data. You know, when it comes to working in a multinational, I was there, but I wasn't really getting what I wanted because I wanted a career where I could, specialize in the skills that I had, but it felt like there was no opportunity out there, right? So one day I was just, just my normal self, and I think I was looking for a job online, and I happened to have remembered that I opened a LinkedIn profile on my birthday, and it was the day before my birthday, and I got to remember that. And I went back to LinkedIn and I was just scrolling and I saw people saying amazing stuff. And I was wondering what was going on here, that why is there opportunity? And when I was scrolling, I came across a post by someone on LinkedIn, and they were like, okay, they were doing a get together. Would I like to come? Would you like to come? And so because of the job I was doing at that point in time, I couldn't attend, but I had to wait for the next year again, and which I attended. So the next year when the program came, I attended, and that program entirely changed my life. People talked about personal branding, they talked about how to niche yourself, amazing stuff, how to do, how to get yourself out there on social media. That was the tipping point of me. That was what changed my mindset, my mentality, that guy, you can do anything and you can actually brand yourself, and you can actually use that to build your career. So I'm excited to be talking about this. So I'm going to start from the basics so that can really help you. So first thing first, what is branding? Branding is the art and science of influencing the perception of a product, which is you. When we talk about perception, that means you're talking about how people view you, how people see you. Perception is very important. If you sit down in an interview and you're having a conversation with the HR persons, even though they have a score sheet in front of them, they have certain perception about you. So how was your positivity? How positive are you in the interview? Are you smiling? Are you laughing? Are you making jokes, or are you maybe a candidate who cannot make jokes, or maybe you're boring, but at least you must have a positive attitude. So so the art of branding is all about influencing perception, how people perceive you, how they feel about you. If I see you, what do I feel about you? Because the difference between Starbucks and Nescafe is that they have different branding, and each of the branding comes with a certain feeling. If you're taking Starbucks, you have a certain feeling. If you're taking Nescafe, you have a certain feeling. So each of them are branded themselves to give their audience a certain perception. So branding for you is the perception you give other people about you. And that's what it's all about. So what perception do you want others to have about you? Do you want them to see you as a perfectionist? Do you want them to see you as a gentle person? Do you want them to see you as a nice person? Do you want them to see you as somebody who can be a very good leader? So in terms of career, and in terms of, because we're talking about career here, in terms of career, so we're talking about how to influence perception, leadership, because those are qualities that people look for when you're on the job, when you're going for interviews. So leadership, teamwork. Are you a team player? You must give off that perception that you're a team player. You must give off the perception of the fact that when you come into a group, you can work well with others. Give off the perception that you have emotional intelligence. Give off the perception that you have skills that you can show. So those are the things that you want to do when you know that your focus is on career. You want to work on those particular set of variables that will help influence perception of people around you. So that's what the branding of you is about. Remember, you are the product. Your job or your goal is to influence the perception of others about you. So that's what branding is all about in terms of your career. Which brings us to the next one, which is what happens when you're able to build a brand. What happens is that when you're able to functionally build a brand, you create trust. So that means that it makes it easy for people to actually get you on board. So I'll give an example. I think sometime ago, some few years back, I volunteered for, because in the aspect of trying to build your career or trying to change your career, there are some things that you hear people say. They will tell you to volunteer, use your skills to do things, meet up with people. So in the process of trying to brand myself, I got in touch with CEO, and I volunteered for that event. In fact, I was at that event. I took that event on my head. It was as if I was the one organizing the event. And I did everything at the event. It went well, it was functional, and it was fantastic. And what I didn't know at that point in time was that I was building trust. That was what I was doing. So, but 2 years later, I had a call from the CEO, and it was like, are you looking for a job at this point in time? What happens is that sometimes opportunity means preparation. And the day he decided to call me was the day I had already tendered my resignation letter with my other company, that I was looking for another opportunity. And the opportunity I was looking for was to change careers. And this call came at the nick of time. My interview was on phone. We didn't spend up to 3 minutes. We negotiated pay and we did everything. So we didn't have to sit down on an interview and go.
Oh, hi, Seun. Are you still talking? It's like, Seun, are you still there? Good morning. Sorry, guys. Can you still hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's from Seun's end. So let's just hang in there whilst we find out what has happened. In the couple of minutes that Seun has been speaking.
Hello.
So you can.
Hello.
Okay.
Can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I've been able to get so far is that you have to be intentional about your life, your career,
Right.
or whatever thing that you want to venture into. You have to be be intentional about it. Be serious, and when you are able to get that right, everything works out perfect.
All right. Thanks a lot, Curly. So Seun is back. Seun, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking about building trust. So we went for it ended well. Anyways, it ended well. I got employed. But later on, after a year, my CEO called me back then, and he said something. He said, do you know why I employed you? And then I said, no. He said, decision to employ you the day I saw you volunteering. That it's just that I didn't have the money and I didn't have the means as of that time. That's why I did not employ you. So what I did through social media was build trust, and I cut off all the whole protocols and everything, and I had a job on my fingertip. Very easy and very clean. It can happen to anybody as long as you're intentional. So what are the effects of branding? So the effect of a powerful brand can influence people to buy, share, donate, or in our case, refer. So what happens is that when you have a fantastic brand, you see a lot of people, they sell online. The reason why they sell online is because they have a powerful brand that can influence. We see somebody like the Kardashian, who has become the youngest millionaire, as in she just has a lot of money. She uses a brand to actually sell her product and services. Before now, you have to go door to door, sell your products, but no, now online you have the ability to do that. So a powerful brand can influence people to buy, share, In some cases, donate, and in our case, refer, because we're talking about career goals, and we're talking about hiring and the like, so people can actually refer you, right? You become what we call top of the mind awareness. That means that if I think about HR, I'm thinking about Victor. Like Victor is top of my list of the HR. If I say anything HR, Victor, that's what happens. That's the effect of branding. People get to refer you. You don't necessarily have to apply. You would apply, but sometimes you don't necessarily have to apply. People just call you. And when they call you, it doesn't stop there. Because I've seen a lot of people try to name drop and say, because Victor brought me, Victor referred me, so they should give me the job. It's a lie. You still have to do the work. And the work involves that you prepping yourself for the interview, you understanding what you're going to do there at the organization. It just gives you a foot into the door. You still have to do some background work. But when you brand successfully, you can actually influence people to buy, share, donate, and in your case, refer. Referrals is very, very powerful. If you notice some people, you see them changing jobs every 6, 8, 10, 11 months. And when you go online, you will never see the job role advertised. You will never see it advertised. They will never tell you when they went for the interview, but nobody shares with you the background work that done. These persons have built their brand. They become top of the mind in their network. That's what they've done, and it has actually worked for them. So that's the effect of branding. So as professionals, how then can professionals brand themselves? So this is where we come to the critical part. How then can professionals like you brand yourself? How can you brand yourself so that you become the most sought after in your niche? So I want to believe that some of us here, some of us are in sales, some of us are in marketing, some of us are in HR. We have different sectors that we are in, and we will likely want to be chosen to be in that particular place. So how do you brand yourself as a professional? Now that we understand what branding can do for you, we understand what branding is, and we understand what happens when you actually get branded. So as professionals, first things first is we need to understand what is the brand you? What is you as a brand? That's what we want to understand first. What is you as a brand? So you as a brand, it is who you are, what you stand for. You as a brand is who you are, what you stand for, the values you embrace, the way in which you express those values. So who are you as a person? What values do you stand for? Some persons, they stand for leadership, right? When you see their content, when you read their content online, you can feel that these persons will be good leaders. They can actually show leadership skills. Some people, team playing. So who are you as a brand? What are the values that you embrace? Remember, as a brand or as a career person, you cannot be twerking on your Instagram. Unfortunately, you can't do that on your Instagram. Maybe you have a dummy account to do that, but you can't do that on your main account, right? You can't do that. And I'm not saying that you should wear a suit and you should know. In fact, my profile on LinkedIn doesn't have a suit. It just has I'm just wearing a top there. It's not a suit. So, but if possible, if you want, you can do a studio shot. Why not? I know some of us do studio shot on our birthday, but we forgot that we needed to do professional studio shot. We only did the one that we used to slay on social media. We didn't do the one for the professional one. So you could get one. I know it's not too expensive. There are some maybe that charge between 20,000 to 30,000. Get a fantastic one. So that would be also good for you. So what values do you embrace? What are your core values, right? Are you an open person? So those are the things, and those are the ways that which you can express those values. So it is what potential employers and would-be clients need to make a decision to get you on board. So if I'm an hiring manager, there are some things I'll definitely look out for, because the truth is, in the world that we live in, if you open a position, for example, in my industry like digital marketing, and you say there's a role for a digital marketer, I can tell you for free that you have 200 plus people that will go there. And there's a possibility and a high chance that those candidates have similarities. But you know what stands them out? What stands them out is actually their brand, you. who they are, the values they embrace. Because if I'm going to bring you into the organization, I need to know what you stand for. So sometimes some recruiters, they ask for your profile online. They go and check your personal profile because they want to know who you are. They want to know the kind of brand you are. And if you're someone who is going to be going into business, or you're someone who is going to be coaching, for clients to make a decision about you, they need to understand your values as well. They need to understand that if I give you 1 million naira, Seun, you're not going to take my 1 million naira and run away. You're going to do what you said you want to do. So in many cases, it has to be unique. So your brand you has to be unique. It has to be you and nothing else. It has to be you and nothing. Then to get started, there are some things that you need to identify. So to get started, you need to identify who you are by asking yourself these questions. So if you have a pen and a paper with you, I want you to write this down as I'm speaking to you. So first thing you want to ask, what motivates you? Like, what motivates you when you wake up in the morning? Is it your job, right? So what motivates you? Is it your job, right? When you wake up in the morning, is it quotes that you read? So what exactly motivates you in the morning, right? Is it passion to inspire other people? Is it to teach people? Is it to make people better? So those are things that you need to write down. So you can write it down somewhere, what motivates you. Then the next thing you need to set out to do is where do I do so well? What's that thing that when I tap you in the morning, you can talk about? Some people, when you tap them in the morning, they can talk about sales. They can yap about it in front of their friends. In fact, their family have they've given them a nickname about it. So those are things you can do well, where your friends just give you a nickname about something. So those are things that you do well in. So what are my greatest weaknesses? Those are something that you need to ask yourself as well. I have weaknesses that I constantly work on. I go for coaching, I go for lessons on it. So that helps me. So you need to understand what your weakness is, because your weakness can be your most powerful strength for creating content on social media. Because I can tell you for free, a lot of people have similar weaknesses on all around the world. A similar weakness could be that you feel jammed. So I'm certain that maybe not all of us here participating in this training failed jam, but me, I failed jam 3 times. Not failed, but I did not pass the cutoff marks that I needed anyway. So we have a lot of people in that condition. So what are your greatest weaknesses? So people usually share similarities. So it can be a very, very powerful content for you, for people to actually trust you, because you're sharing something out of what had been a weakness for you. But right now, you're going outside. So the next thing you need to ask yourself is, where do I excel in helping others? There are a lot of people, some of us that are employed, or some of us that are not employed, because even before I got employed, I was looking for a job. I was helping people out with their blogs, helping my family members, helping people around me. So they literally knew what I was doing. So what can you excel in at helping others? So write down. That would help you to actually direct your sense of, branding yourself, especially online and especially as a professional, because these are all the things that you will need, even when you're having a physical conversation with somebody. Even when you're trying to network, these are some of the things that you need. And I found out that a lot of people don't still know how to network. I'm an introvert, but unfortunately, I know how to network. So they are so you need to know yourself, and you need to identify who you are exactly, so that you can actually network with other people, right? When you go for a networking meeting, you don't have to introduce yourself to everybody, but I believe that there's a way you can vibe with somebody. There's one kind of vibe that you can get. You see people, you flow with them, and you have the same vibe with them, right? So that is very, very key. So an example of somebody that is actually doing very well in branding is this lady. She's on Instagram, right? As you can see, she, like we said earlier, get a picture, do a photo picture, do something to make your page, internet connection. So do something to make your page very attractive. Do something to make your page very attractive, right? Have a nice picture, then select your niche. We'll talk about your niche later on. and how to build up your profile. We'll talk that. But this is an example of somebody that is doing branding online. This is on Instagram, so it's not compulsory that you are on LinkedIn. You can be on any.
Hi, Seun, mic check. Are you still there? All right, it appears that there seem to be some glitches at Seun's end, so please just hang in there till we get Seun back up. All right, he's currently at the 9th slide, and I do hope that we've picked quite a lot of things. So at this point, we had accurately share, and then so whilst we're dropping some points, let's drop some punchlines, right? So drop some punchlines on the chat box as it jumps at you. Would like to, more like retweet them, want to repost them, and probably tag you on our social handles. So can Messi? Oh, Messi was here before. Okay, I'm just trying to. Okay, let's have Cynthia Kelechi. Can you share, in a minute what you've picked so far? Cynthia Kelechi. Just unmute yourself and share in a minute. Cynthia Kelechi, are you there? Thank you, Emisiolu. I see your punchline there. Cynthia, are you here with me? You still here? Okay, I'll pick Mercy. Mercy Alade. Mercy, can you share 1 minute what jumped at you before Seun just picks it up from here? Is Mercy there? I hope I can still be heard. Seun, are you back? Check.
Yes, I'm back.
Seun, are you back?
I'm back.
Great. So thank you so much. So Monsieur Luaye says your weakness can be your greatest strength. And then Oluwafumilayo says when it comes to personal branding, you are the product. You must learn how to sell yourself and gain trust from people. Imagine says branding helps you build trust. And then Olorioke says the words that resonate strongly to me from Seun's brief have to be intentional about your branding and utilize the opportunities working on your weakness can present you for branding. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So I would hand it over back now to Seun. Seun, you can go ahead now. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, sorry for the breaking transmission. It's our Nigerian network. I hope I'm better. So
Are you using Glow?
I'm not using Glow. I'm not using Glow. Don't embarrass my network. I'm not using Glow.
Lagos. That's not allowed. That is not allowed.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the break in transmission. So we're talking about defining your audience. So your audience is who is trying to reach out to you. So you need to identify who do you want to reach out to as a coach or a business person. The person that would like to reach out to me will be probably CEOs or people that are trying to grow their business. But for somebody who is looking for a career advancement, job, switching jobs, and like your best bet is to be on LinkedIn. Not to say that they are not on. In fact, I think on Twitter, you even have a lot of people on Twitter than even on LinkedIn. There are a lot of recruiters on Twitter, especially if you're in the tech system. And there's a lot of tech roles, even for HR, for marketing, for sales, and the like. So there are a lot of them on Twitter as well. So Twitter is a good place. LinkedIn is a good place. Instagram is a good place. Facebook, I don't know about Facebook for now. I don't know. But I use LinkedIn mostly. yes. So if you have not updated your profile on LinkedIn, fantastic, but you need to go and do your own, because that's what they are doing. They are doing branding, and they are getting into the face of their audience, which is you. You laughing, you sharing it on your WhatsApp. So
all right, I'm back again. Apologies, everyone. We really do apologize for this. Is not the kind of experience we wanted to create. But whilst we're working to ensure that network is much more stable at Seun's end, please do bear with us. Mic check, Seun. Can you hear me? Hey, Seun. Mic check. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I'd like
Fantastic.
to apologize.
Yes, you were saying something. So would like you to rewind like 2 minutes backwards so that people can get what you said earlier. You were breaking at some point, like 2-3 minutes, before now, so that people can just get what you said the previous time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So for the breaking transmission, I was saying that we should update our LinkedIn profile. We should update it on all. So if you're very active on Instagram, update your profile on Instagram. If you're active on Twitter, update it on Twitter. Put your profile picture. If you have things that you don't want people to see, you can delete it. You can always start again. There's no holding you back. Delete unnecessary things, because you have a goal in your mind, right? Everybody has a goal. And what's your goal? Your goal will be probably to change your career, probably to go to a very nice company. Maybe you want to work in KPMG, or maybe you want to work with Paystart, Flutterwave, or any of those beautiful companies out there. So update your profile, make it look good, so that when people search online for people, they can actually find you, right? Because as a recruiter, if you're searching for someone, you just go to the search box on whichever social media and just type it. Once you type it, whoever's profile has been very, very well optimized will come out first. And some people will definitely come out first. Just like Google, right? On Google, people want to rank on the first page. Your job is to rank on the first page. Nobody really goes to the second or the third page because they don't have time, right? So please update your profile. 60% of recruiters use LinkedIn to source for talent, 60%. So that is a huge number. So we're not saying they don't go to other media, they go there, but 60% is a huge number. So where should you be in terms of trying to push your career? You should be on LinkedIn. So you could be on other social media, well, depending on what you like, because some of us were Twitter fans. So define your audience, know who is looking for you, and update your profile as fast as possible. You can even do that as we speak if you can multitask. So if you define your audience, this is an example of when you define your audience. So currently the roles that I want people to know or know me for is involved in marketing, head of marketing, or whichever one. But if you look at the search, according to this arrow, it shows that the people that are searching for me are actually searching for me, right? Like what they want is somebody in marketing, and I'm actually coming out for those particular keywords. So that's why I say optimization of your profile. Your profile needs to be optimized. So I know that there is another speaker that is going to be speaking on LinkedIn optimization. So please, if you are here, don't play with that session. I'm not going to be teaching you that, so don't play with that session, but I'm just showing you what really happens, right? And people that are searching for me, directors, business strategies, in some cases, author, right? So that means that places, I will likely have a phone call or likely have a message from somebody. So that is very, very key. Optimize your profile. There's a session coming up for that. So please take note. Then the next thing that will really help you to get started is follow who know road. I think we already know this. Follow who sabi the road. See a lot of people, there's what you call copying, art of copying. I'm not saying copy somebody verbatim, but you can look at somebody's profile and see how fantastic the person's profile is. Go to Instagram, check out thought leaders, check out people that are in your niche, that are doing well, see what they are doing and replicate it and put in your own personality. Don't copy everything verbatim, put in your own personality there. So follow thought leaders and replicate what they are doing, innovate and examine how they are growing rapidly. So you can actually follow them, copy the same thing that you're doing and put in your own personality. That's what makes it unique. Everybody online is doing practically the same thing. But what you need to do is to actually innovate, put in your own personality. You know, if you're a funny person, we want to know if you're funny, you know, stuff like that is very, very good. And then the next thing to do is network. Network is very key. And when I mean network like crazy, like attend meetups. When they call for meetups online on that platform, there are sometimes, even on Instagram, I see people holding social media gathering on Instagram, on Twitter, they even do gathering. So where are you? Not all your weekends should be on Owambe, right? Parties. Some weekends should be for active connection. Remember, we mentioned branding is top of the mind. You want to be top of the mind on top of somebody's mind. You don't want to be the second option. You want to be top of the mind. So it's important that you attend minutes, connect with thought leaders. These thought leaders, once you connect with them, they know other people in the industry, right? Industry experts, what are the people that you want to connect with in the industry? You know, I don't know if some of you have been on LinkedIn lately. This young man that's been posting that he wants to be like Tony Elumelu, snaps the suit, snap the picture, and like joke, like play, like we say here, like play. This guy got an opportunity to have, you know, a mentorship opportunity with Tony Elumelu. I mean, this guy commented on this young man's post. Do you understand? Do you understand the power of that alone? So that's the power of networking. You don't know what can happen. It could actually change your whole future and every other thing you get. So all those people that you're writing CV to and you're begging them to employ them in or a company, you might not need to do that once you have your branding done. You won't need to be doing all those ones. You need to be soliciting. They go come, they meet you. Do you understand? And that's the way you want to be. That's the point where you want to be, where you're saying, I'm sorry, I can't accept this offer. I'm currently busy at the moment, or maybe I want to negotiate a higher salary. How much do you want to pay me? That's the conversation you should be at. That's the mindset. But of course, it takes time for that to happen. So network like crazy, attend meetups. So this year alone, I've attended many networking meetings, many meetups and stuff like that. I meet people, I talk with people, I tell them what they do. So they know me. So top of the mind awareness is very, very key for you. So the next thing to do is to build your presence. Select the medium to get started. We mentioned this earlier. It's not compulsory that you do some. It could be a blog. You could start a blog series. You might be good in writing. Some of us, we are good in video content. Some of us we are good in pictures. Maybe it's your pictures, right? So whatever it is that you're good in, select the best medium that best express yourself. So if you express yourself very well with video content, okay, you might look at Instagram as somewhere very good to go to, right? If you express yourself very well in text, maybe Twitter, maybe LinkedIn. So you need to identify how you're able to express yourself best in, and then build your presence. Well, of course, it takes time to do that. And then I'm going to be sharing, as we go down, sharing a couple of tips on how to help you to actually build your presence. So the next one is how to build your presence. What helps you to build your presence is content. So content is king. I know we've heard this everywhere. Content is key. Create content to help people. So when I mean create content to help people, you see a lot of people online, you see them creating content, they are sharing stuff to help people. Yes, you say you know HR and you say you know people management and you claim that you know people management, but you've never shared something about people management to actually help people. You've never shared anything about people management to actually help people. So what stories do you have to share about it? What are the experiences that you've had in people management if you're in HR? If you're in sales, have you had an experience in sales? I think it can be beneficial to somebody. So write about it, talk about it, right? That is, content is king anywhere. So it's not going to be hard for you to convince people because you are creating content. So give it out for free. There's one thing that they said, Opo, like, they finish for inside your head. And for those of us that are Christians, we know that we have unlimited power and we have unlimited, creativity within us. It cannot end. As far as God is still there and Holy Spirit is still there, you still have the power to do all these things. So definitely when you are giving out your content for free, it does not mean that it will finish. It does not mean that it will end. It's plenty there, except you are not the one creating the content and you're taking everything off Google. But if the content is you cannot finish. It will definitely be much. And you don't have to have the fear of somebody copying it. Even if someone copies it, another person will be able to ascertain that somebody copied it. So content is king. Create content. People do carousel content on Instagram. You see them creating content, talking about what they do, talking about their niche. Like we said before, identify your niche, identify those things that make you stand out, which is very key. So you could do that as well. So content is king to build your presence. So create a lot of content, and don't be afraid when you're trying to create your content, because when I started, I was having 0 likes to 1 like to 2 likes to 3 to 4 to 5. So it's a game of patience, it's a game of waiting, and it's a game of improvement, right? So some of us, we are not patient enough for us to see the growth. Because if I tell you that all these things I'm talking about happen in a day, is a lie. It didn't happen in a year, it didn't happen in 2 years, it didn't happen in 3 years, it didn't happen in 4 years, it didn't happen in 5 years. It happened in 6 years and above. So you need to give yourself time to grow and don't beat yourself up. So that's very, very key in terms of your content creation. So we talked about the different type of content you can do. You could do videos if you're very good in videos. You could do videos. You could do text. You could do PDF files of what you already understand. You could do PDF files, share it online to people for them to download. You could even do webinars, start webinars, invite speakers. So if you do a webinar, for example, right, just like HR of Lagos is doing a training and is inviting people, right? So you're going to be in the space of all these people's minds. So you invite big people. See all these big people on this poster now, and I'm sharing space with them on the poster. So you invite big personalities, right, that have big brand. It rubs off on you, because that's another way to even position yourself. And persons are willing, a lot of people now, they know the essence of personal brand. So they are willing to come on board without money. So they won't ask you for money and they won't charge you. Do you understand? So if you need, okay, maybe a chief executive officer at one very large organization, you can actually go there to that large organization and say, okay, please help me. I'm hosting a podcast. I want you to be on my podcast. My podcast is focused on building the digital era. So you see a lot of people that will join you, and creating those kind of podcasts, kind of webinars can actually help you build your brand. You become very, very known. By the time you interview like 100 people in a particular industry or in several niches and they are big personalities, there is no how you will not come out as a big personality. So I'm just talking about what you can do just only through maybe webinars and through trainings. So distribution of things and videos and text. So choose the type of content that works for you. You could be blogging, but remember, even if you do all this content, distribution is key. It has to reach people. If it's not reaching people, it will not get engagement. So there are opportunities to actually share your information or content you create. You have your WhatsApp status. Some of you, your WhatsApp status, you'll be putting Aki and Popo. It's good, but those are other people's content. Your own content will go. Can't you put it on your WhatsApp status? Put it on your WhatsApp status. And if you're shy, you can open a business account, WhatsApp account, and be doing that on your business WhatsApp account, right? So it's very, very key. So those are ways of distributing your content. Distribute your content on your several channels, share it with people on WhatsApp, let them proofread, let them check it. So that's very key. That is how you grow. So what are the mediums available? I just discussed it. You can create a podcast channel, interview popular people. You can start a WhatsApp group on mental health. So if you're qualified or you're a mental health coach here and you coach people, you can start a WhatsApp group. You don't need the whole world to be there. 1, 2, 3 people people, 4 people to get started. That's how you build your brand. That's how you get known. The people have that experience. When people get a good experience from you, an Instagram account, focus on resume writing. If that is your niche, if you know how to write the bomb resumes that get people on board, that's great for you. You can open a Twitter list and start discussing tech. So if you're in tech, open a Twitter list, start discussing tech, and let that work for you. So those are some of the mediums that are really able to actually build your brand. And then the next, and one of my personal that I really, really love to do, if you're following me on social media, if you're not following, you should. I hope I'm able to do adverts. So you can follow me on social media. Yeah, so I tell stories. So tell your stories. It defines who you are, the values that you stand for. So that's the best way to actually express. Remember we talked about values and what you're trying to express. So that is one of the best ways to express yourself, is to tell your story. So nobody can tell your story as best or as better as you are going to tell it to anybody else. So talk about it, say what it is, tell people, okay, so I'm going to give an example of, telling a story and, talking about leadership, right? And that will just give you a sense of the kind of person that I am. So there's a time where, I was in school, I was in school then, and then we had like this discussion, and we're supposed to, elect somebody to become like the team lead of the class, team lead or class rep. And then, we had a lot of nominations. Of course, I was part of people that got nominated for it. And people were saying, well, I'm going to vote for you, They lie. When everything ended, I didn't get voted, and so I just got sidelined anyway. But an opportunity came up, and the guys were like, okay, since you didn't you didn't get this class rep position, would you like to take up the tutorial coordinator position? I was like, this is a role that has not happened, because sometimes there's something that happens. Like we said, opportunity means preparation, right? So they opened this role. It has never happened before in school. That role has not even been in the department, and they said, okay, Seun, would you like to be the tutorial coordinator? Like you will fit well into it. I was like, okay, I think I'm going to take it. And I took up that role, and I took it to the next level, right? By the time my classmates graduated, I think we had just one person who graduated with a third class, and the person that graduated third class was not part of our set, was part of a previous set, was not part of our set. So it was a win for me, because everybody actually had a good result, even though some came out with 2-2, but that is from where we started, because where we started at the 100 level, we weren't doing very well, but that was something that was very good. And that really helped me with my leadership skills. And that really helped me to work with the team, identify. So I'm just sharing that story to just talk about, basics that tells you about leadership, working with the team. So those are some of the things that I learned when I was being a tutorial coordinator, because it's not easy working with the whole department and working with your classmate, trying to get people on board, inviting people to come and speak to your classmate, holding tutorial. That is a lot of work to do. So tell your story. What stories do you have? What experience do you have? And I tell a lot of people, because I have a storytelling class, I tell a lot of people that your story must teach a lesson. Don't come and tell us cock and bull story, but your story must teach people a lesson. It is that lesson that actually defines who you are and the values that you stand for, right? So you talk about the story, how you feel jammed 3 times. Fantastic. But what lesson did you learn from it? That is the thing. That's storytelling for you, the lesson. And the truth is, you can create a lot of content, but people will forget your content, but people will never forget your story. 80% of the time, people will remember a story than a fact. If you tell a story, 80% of the time, people will remember it, but they don't remember a fact. There are a lot of people, you remember them because of the story they told you, not because of the facts that they shared with you, the story. So please tell your story unashamedly, but you don't need to tell us all the nitty-gritty. You can remove information from it, but please share your story online. Stories define who you are, the values you stand for, which is what people look out for. People that want to approach you, like recruiters, like team leads, just people that want to approach you. And then the next thing is stories help you create trust. Yes, they create trust. They break all those barriers. You jump the interview line and people are just calling you, and of course, it's not every time people will be calling you, not every opportunity, but there are times that you just be sleeping and get a notification of an opportunity that's the level you want to be at. That means that at every point in time, you want to be able to make calculative decisions, right, based on opportunities that come to you. So please write a story online. It's very, very key. So stories help you create trust. And then the next thing is the rule of the game is consistency. If you know this movie very well, this movie with Jackie Chan and what's the name of this Will Smith's son. So one interesting thing I loved about the movie was, when the movie started, he was being beaten up by the bullies. I think because of a girl anyway. And then these bullies were these guys they've been trained in martial arts. And I can tell you that this guy didn't know anything about martial arts or fighting. He only knows Gidigbo. I know some of you know Gidigbo. That's the only fight that they know. But martial art takes a lot of skills. And so this guy, so Jackie Chan along the way meets up with saw him being bullied, and he actually begged him that, please, can you train me? And then he got into the training. And of course, from, I don't want to use the word loser, from a lame person who could not do anything, he became a champion in the end. He became a champion. How did he work? He was consistent. He was training night and day. He was training, he was putting in the work. It took a lot of time. I know that they cut a lot of things in the movie, but it took a lot of time for him to actually meet up with getting to that stage. And at the end, he actually won. Even though I think he had a broken leg at the end of the movie, but he won. So, and that happened within a space of how many minutes. So, and he learned a lot of things when he was doing the training. He learned perseverance, he learned how to go back, stand up on your feet. So there are a lot of lessons to learn. So as you go about your branding, there's a lot of lessons that you learn. There are times that you're going to fail. There are times that you're going to look at like it's not working for you. So there are times that you're going to tell yourself that maybe this thing is just fake, or it's just it's BS, right? It doesn't work, but it actually works. The rule of the game is consistent. When you are consistent, you're going to come out. Yeah, Karate Kid, yes. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, you people, you know movies. So you should watch the movie if you've not watched it. Yeah, it's a very fantastic movie. So yes. And then the next one is why exactly consistency? Because you need to show up on days with only one like. Yes, the day that you post that nobody said anything. The day that you use 48 hours to create a carousel and put it on Instagram, but nobody seemed to. Sorry, no time connection. Or nobody seemed to have followed you on Instagram after you posted. So consistency, show up on days even when you have only one like. So, and then another thing we have to remember, as we talk a lot about in marketing, is that people need to see things at least 6 times to remember. That means you post an advert once, they will know. 2, 3 times a charm, 4, 5, 6, but they need to see it at least 6 times to make a decision. So you have to be aggressive. So you have to keep doing it. So if we don't remember add on to the 6th time, so that means that we have a lot of work to do, and we have a long way to go, right, in terms of that. Then the next thing is that it allows you to grow in quantity and in quality, right? So quantity, of course, we know followers, but people say it's not about followers. They lie. The truth is, a lot of people are all about followership. They just pretend that they don't like it. They like it. Celebrate 30, 40, 50, 60 followers. Even 1K person is celebrating 1K, right? Okay, yeah, someone is sharing testimony. Yeah, okay. So it's not about the quantity, but yes, quantity matters. A lot of people make decisions when they say quantity. That's how we are wired to do that as human beings. And quality is also important. So when you do a very good content and it's not popular, right? What you get is quality people, because what you need is quality people in your network. You don't need any other people. You need people that when you have issues, you can call them and they will help you out. Like you can spend 2 hours and 3 hours and talk with them, and they are industry experts. Those are the kind of quality people you need. People that you can call up when you have a career decision to make. So quality people have to be in your network, right? So another thing is to become more focused. So you actually So it helps you, constantly helps you become more focused. It helps you to re-strategize and look for ways to make it better. So it's very, very key for you. And then the next one is when you're building your personal brand, please, it's not all about you. It's not about the, yeah, money is good, fantastic. I love money. In fact, I love money than a lot of people. When I'm trying to negotiate salary or something, money is the go-go because I gotta be satisfied in my pocket before any other thing. So money is very important. But the truth is, in terms of branding, I just like to tell a lot of people that it's not all about you. It's about them, right? It's about them, not you. So as much as you want to gain, you want to have all the money to yourself, you want to do trainings, you want to do webinar because you've now built your brand and everything. It's not about you, it's about them, right? So try as much as possible to be you main. Try as much as possible to see yourself in other people's, like let be relatable, right? Let people see themselves in your own shoe and see the fact that let them be inspired by you. There's nothing as powerful as being able to inspire the other person to be better, being able to inspire your family members. When the cool thing is that when you start this branding thing, there are things that are going to happen. There are people that will be depending on your strengths to continue going for them to also continue going. And then the day you decide that you want to stop this branding thing is the day other people also quit. So they're also looking up to you to also help them with branding. So like money, love the perks that comes with the branding and everything. But remember, it's not all about you. It's about them. They are the hero. They are the people that are trying to reach out to the audience. It's about them. Because one thing that happens is that when I try to reach out to some people, or when people reach out to me and tell me they want to help me, they're looking for a job, and this is what they do. The problem is it is all about them. When they approach you, they're looking for a job, blah, blah, they're just saying all about them. They're not concerned about you. They don't even know how you're feeling, whether you have eaten in that morning or whether you don't have money to eat. It's only all about them when they approach you. That's why we keep saying share value, talk about value. You want a job, you want to reach out to somebody to help you with a job, right? It's not about you, it's about them. So talk about them, talk about how it's going to help them, what transformation thing that you are doing is going to change their own life, right? Share value for value. Do you understand? That's very, very key when you're trying to build a personal brand. So don't make it all about you. Don't make it all about the money, but of course you need the money. And then the next, last but not least, is to build a community. So there's nothing as powerful as building a community online. So let me do it this way. So the thing is, when you're trying to build your brand online, for example, if you go to Instagram, I won't lie to you, a lot of people are building cults. I won't want to use the word cults, but a lot of people have a team or a community that they work with. So when I'm on Instagram, I see the likes of maybe Leke Outla, I see the likes of Bankole Williams, Trisha Bees, and the likes. All of them, they're always commenting on their posts together. They comment on their posts, they feature each other. So they're supporting each other. And I'm certain that it didn't just start that way. It started from the earlier days. So you need to be able to support each other, support other people. If you're online, comment on people's posts, genuinely comment on it, share ideas with them, support them. If you find it interesting, if you came across somebody's post online and you found it interesting, share it, talk about it. Don't hoard information, stop hoarding good things. It's free info, stop hoarding it, share with other people, comment on their posts, genuinely reach out to them. If you've not seen somebody online for some time, that is how you build community. That is how people help you to actually grow. So when I started the whole branding journey on LinkedIn, there was a LinkedIn session we went to, which was more like a training, which you guys will have. So we went for it together. We are like, I think we're maybe like 15 or 20. So what we did is that we connected back online on LinkedIn. And then when we connected back online, we started supporting each other. We're commenting on each other's posts. We're liking, we're sharing, we're doing everything. So we're literally building a community between each other. We're supporting ourselves. And that really, really helped us.
Hi, Seun. Mic check. Can you still hear me?
Building a community, and that's really helped me. And can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're not hearing before. Can you rewind like 2 minutes before? You were a bit mute.
Okay. All right, so I was talking about building a community, supporting each other, share ideas, and reach out genuinely. So I was, trying to share a particular story at a point in time that I went for a session, a networking session where 20, and then we went back online and we connected to each other. And then we used that to build a community online. We're commenting on each other's posts, we're liking, we're sharing thoughts and ideas. And a lot was really going on for us. So that actually helped us to actually build our brand online because that opportunity was actually there. So building a community is very, very key. So go for hangouts, you can go for LinkedIn, your hangouts, you can go for, because the truth is you have a goal in mind and that goal should be the direction of your brand, right? And for me, that has actually helped me to get to this state that I am right now. And to be honest, there are positions, there are opportunities that I didn't know that I could actually access and people that I didn't actually access without being branding myself and building a community. In fact, recently I got a job and that job that I got was because of the community that I had. Although I did all the interview and every other thing that everybody had to do, but it's a very good job and it pays very well. And I wouldn't have the opportunity if I did not have a community because it's not like they're advertising the opportunity online or everywhere in that niche and people who already knew that this is what I did and say, okay, I think you can apply for referrals and how you do the job, which is very, very key. So then the next one, last but not the least, is to talk about your blueprint. So this is more like a blueprint to build your personal brand as a career person. So identify your niche, like we mentioned before. I hope you've written down your niche. So what are you good at? What is it that if they tap you in the money, you could talk about? So identify your niche. If your niche is mental health, you know what mental health is, identify it. Then another thing is, what are your values? What do you stand for, right? Nobody's going to bring a creepy person into the organization. Nobody's going to bring a hater or somebody with a bad attitude into the organization. You can't be on social media and be commenting rubbish on people's posts and be talking about them badly. It just says, so that's why, there are people that have lost jobs because of what they tweeted on social media. I think there was one I heard recently. And because it's very, when you're in terms of building brand, you have to be emotionally intelligent and you have to understand the world that we live in right now. So I think the person tweeted something about LGBT or something, and then that's the reason why the person did not get the job. Do you understand? So you have to be very, very strategic. As much as we have our values, we have to understand that we live in a world where people don't really understand what they understand. They just want to say things, but be emotionally intelligent when you're pushing out your content. As much as possible, when I try to push out content, I try not to, talk to people, anybody directly, because I don't want anybody coming into my DM, saying nasty things because I said something. Don't go to social media. Don't go to social media and talk about people. Don't badmouth them out there. Don't do that. It says it works negatively for your brand. If you need to say it, you can rant to your friend. Call your friend on the phone and rant. But don't go on social media and say it because it never sleeps. Social media never sleeps. People will go back and be looking for 2018 tweets. They'll be looking for Buhari's tweet of 2011, at least 2014, when he said you come in as president. All this kind of stuff. People go and dig. There are people that they are social media diggers, investigator, that's their name. They go and investigate you at the back end. That's what they do. And then talk about stories as well. Share your story, tell a lot of stories. People want to hear your story, talk about it, share with your audience. Most likely people have similar stories as yours. And then your branding style. You could choose a color. A lot of people, just like when you brand a product or a service, you could choose a color that resonates with you. You could use green, you could use red, you could use yellow. So branding also makes you stand out colors. So if you're on Instagram, you might want to try branding your page with colors, right? To make it colorful, whatever color that reflects your brand. You can try doing that. as well. So this is just basically the blueprint of how to, build your personal brand, and then build a personal brand. So that is it. And yeah, I try as much as possible to rush. So thank you guys. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to have shared this with you guys. So I try to meet up with the time. Thank you, everyone. So we've come to the end of this session. Thank you.
All right, guys, you know what to do. Let's have some virtual round of applause for the phenomenal Seun Odegbami. Like, this is amazing. I stayed put. I mean, I knew a couple of things Seun has said, but he reinforced it. Let's keep clapping. In one word, I wanted everyone to just punch in. How was this session for you? Just one word, one word. Don't say more than one word. Punch in. Just before we let Seun go, we have, in case you have questions, sensational. Someone says sensational. Great. Insightful. Ken Dream. Awesome. From Reliance Matthew. Great, 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 great. Great, great. Thanks a lot. Enlightening, impactful from Jesse. Lubukola says impactful as well. Thank you so much, Seun, for this amazing. Abiodun says captivating. It's really, really amazing. So I don't know if anybody has questions. I don't see the raise hand feature here. So you want to nudge me on the chat before we bring up our next facilitator. Do you have any question? Just say yes. You can type yes on the chat and then I can bring you up. If you have any questions. So his IG handle, Seun, do you want to answer that?
All right, my IG handle is Seun. And I'll type it on the Seun _storyteller _2.0. I'll put it on the chat box as well, so you can follow me on Instagram.
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's on the chat box already. Seun _storyteller _2.0. And that tallies with Career Hack 2.0. Anyway, guys, if you have any question, just nudge me on the chat. If there are no questions, we can let Seun go. I don't know if HR of Lagos has something to say before we take our evaluation, because we're going to evaluate Seun. I mean, we're going to score him to know, how his session went. Of course, we're going to reach him back with that feedback. So, Yimika, do you have anything to say?
Yes. Thank you so much, Seun. Thank you so much. So I hope it's okay for me to message you and ask you to be my coach for personal branding.
With some dollars, please.
That's fine, Seun. I'm happy to message you after this session. Thank you so much, Seun. Thank you, everyone. I mean, if there's one thing that is clear, very clear from what Seun has said today, is that you need to remember carefully about what you want your brand to be, right? And how do you want people to perceive you, right? That's what brand is all about. You need to sort of, your brand in a way should evolve as you develop your strength and skill as well. So today you can say this is you, but tomorrow you've added additional skill, additional, you have new set of people that you network with, and you have, you've evolved, right? You need to also always move, move in line with, as you grow, you need to also update yourself, even your brand as well, because what you're trying to sell is your person. So, and once you can clearly communicate those strengths and skills to others, definitely your opportunities will increase. There's something I want to share on personal branding. There's this lady on Twitter, she's a product designer. So last month I was looking for a product designer for my organization, and our senior product designer said, okay, I told our senior designer that I reached out to this person, and His response was like, are you sure this person is going to take our money? I mean, we can pay this particular person. I said, why? And he was like, this lady is big. I mean, in the industry. I'm like, wait, calm down now. Let's speak with her first. And to my surprise, right, when I spoke with her and tried to like just get a sense of, just get a sense of what she's looking at. And she told me her numbers. I was like, okay, this is within something we can offer. And when I reported back to my senior product designer in-house, he was shocked, right? In a way, that's what personal brand does for you. You know, it's sort of, people don't just price you anyhow in a way, right? I mean, as HR of Lagos, founder of HR of Lagos, if I go for an interview now, there's an expectation. If I say I want to be any 5 million naira, nobody will query it because I have experience to back it up. And I have the personal brand, right? That people can actually, you can actually just Google my name and you see everything, right? So it's sort of up you, and it's something you need to deliberately build, right? Very, very important. Thank you so much, Seun, and that's all I have to say. Victor, over to you.
All right, thank you, HR of Lagos. That's a good comment there. So guys, like I said, identify what you're going to do as a result of this. And let me give a trick. I don't know if Seun is still in the room. Okay, great. It's even good that it's no longer in the room. Trick. I'm giving you guys a trick that works. Between now and the next 48 hours, between now and the next, in fact, 24 hours, you can reach out to Seun and mention, oh, career hack. It works like magic. See, by Monday, he will not answer you again. I'm telling you the truth. So you want to leverage. I've given you guys still a cheat code, right? Between now and Sunday evening, he might be gracious enough to, answer your questions, help you, offer sessions. But from Monday is everybody's eyes red. They're looking for money. Don't disturb him. All right, so you can leverage. What I'm just saying in essence is you can do post-event conversations with some of these people, and just mention career hack, HR of Lagos. You'll probably be able to get some time with them. Anyway. All right, so please, I dropped something on the chat arena, chat box, chat area. Please click on that link, right, everyone? And let's, in the next 2-3 minutes, let's just take that evaluation. It's very important we do that, please. Let's take that evaluation. And if you're done, just hit done on the chat. Yimika, can you confirm to me back channel that our next facilitator is in the lobby? You can confirm to me back channel. Thank you, Bukola. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, Tolu. Great, thanks a lot, Yimika, got that. Thank you. So whilst we're waiting for the flight of our next facilitator to land, there's been some glitches in the air. It's raining, so maybe their flight is delayed. So I want to spotlight 2 people, right? I want to spotlight 2 people, and I'm going to pick at random. Okay. And what I want you to do is introduce yourself, make an elevator pitch. Pitch yourself as a product, right? Pitch yourself as a product. You don't know who is listening. You don't know who knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Pitch yourself. So I am picking the first person, Imisioluwalawa. You're the first. And then I'm picking Akinyemi Oluwole. Yeah, so Imisioluwa, get ready. Akinyemi Oluwole, get ready. So just also to mention, right, our next speaker is the phenomenal and fantastic Eyitayo Ogunmola, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Utiva. And Utiva, interestingly, is the official sponsor of Career Hack 2.0. Listen, guys, the fee that we placed for this masterclass is not what exactly is worth. So some people has, done some things back end to subsidize everything. And that's why you're getting this amount of value. Trust me, what Seun has done is the same class he will go deliver to some bunch of folks that will give 100K to sit down. I am not hyping, I am not joking. this is what it is, right? I am very practical, and that's what it is. But we're appreciative to you, Tiva, for being the official sponsor of Career Hack 2.0. So Eyitayo is coming up shortly. So can I have Imisio Lua pitch yourself? Thank you, Jesse. Pitch yourself in 1 minute. Sell yourself what you do. Okay, so Imisio Lua, what I'm saying is I'm spotlighting you right now. You unmute yourself and then you sell yourself to everyone on this class. Who you are and what you do, the kind of value that you provide. So Imisio Lua, your time starts now. Mic check, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Lawa Imisolua Deborah. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I am an environmentalist. I work with an NGO, African Cleanup Initiative, and I'm the programs manager for the NGO. So that's basically, and I do administrative functions for the NGO too. So I can say I'm a programs and admin manager for the organization.
You still have like 20 seconds. Do you want to chip in something else?
Okay, can I talk about what I love to do?
You have 10 seconds to go.
Okay. Okay, I love interacting with people. Like Seun said, I love networking, meeting people all the time. So, and yeah, we have a platform where we encourage volunteers to come. So I get to network with people every time.
Time up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. That's Michelle. She's a programs person. If you have something that would interest her, you can just chat her privately. So where is Akinyemi? Are you there? Mic check. Akinyemi Oluwole, mic check. Are you there? And just to mention that we've got hiring people here, you never might know. Akinyemi, are you there? Okay, so I'm just going to pass it on to Emmanuel Afolabi. Emmanuel Afolabi, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fantastic. So what you want to do is to pitch yourself, right? Sell yourself, the value you bring to the workplace. Sell it to us in 1 minute, and your time starts now.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, my name is Manuel Afolabi once again, and I am an administrator and also a business management expert. I am also a HR enthusiast. I love HR and looking into transitioning into HR, and as well, I love creative design. It is my strong backbone because I love speaking a lot with pictures. I love speaking a lot with pictures, and I have volunteered with several persons and still volunteering.
You have 10 seconds. You want to chip in something else? All right, your time is up. Thank you. Emmanuel, he's looking to transition into HR. All right. Yimika, please, can you confirm to me back channel that our facilitator has landed? Whilst I'm waiting for that, I want to spotlight Adebanke. So Adebanke, what I want Oh, okay. Oh, so sorry. I think I was muted. So sorry, guys. Okay, so Gideon, are you still in the room? Gideon additional. Mic check. Gideon, can you hear me? Okay, so I'll spotlight Toby. Toby, mic check, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning. My name is Olua Toby Adefisoye. I currently work as a customer service in Wema Bank. Okay, before then, I studied urban and regional planning, a course where I never liked. But over time, I realized that what actually makes me happy is to help people and solve problems. I think I derive my joy, I derive my happiness from making people smile and happy. So it was easy for me doing the customer service job. And over time, I realized that I'm the go-to person. Anytime there is a problem, just call Toby. Toby is always available to help. And it's something that I do with so much joy. So I think that's me basically. That's what I do. I just love making people happy and making people smile and solving their problems. Thank you.
Toby, Buhari has a job for you. Our dollar is very high. We want to get our dollar back to like 100 naira per $1. Can you do that?
Yeah. When do we start?
Send your CV to Buhari. Copy Yemi Osinbajo, and then copy.
Now, please remember to drop Buhari's email address. Thank you.
I'll do that. All right. So we have the beast. The beast has landed. I like to call him the beast. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you to everyone that participated. You know, like I said, guys, go and find out what you're going to do differently. Very important. What are you going to do differently as a result of these sessions? Now we're having the next session right now. Like I said, the beast has landed. Please, can you mute if you aren't speaking now, whilst I bring the next facilitator, and I'm so excited about this next facilitator, right? And you'd find out shortly why I like to call him the beast. And just also mention that, you know, Utiver is the official sponsor of Career Hack by HR of Lagos 2.0. And we're really, really excited, you know, to have the CEO, you know, to be here with us. And he's going to be sharing around finding your career path, a new approach to career planning. If you're very, very conversant with LinkedIn, you would know that this person is someone that would always be in your faces. When you open LinkedIn, if you scroll 10 times, 8 over 10, you would see Eyitayo, you know, telling you something around technology, or telling you something around digital learning, or telling you something around transitioning into technology, or telling you something around getting a job abroad or learning a tech premium skill, like he would always say. So guys, it is with great pleasure that I am welcoming Eyitayo Ogunmola. Eyitayo is a technology education entrepreneur that has built a company that helps Africans and people of color learn premium tech skills and access jobs in the technology industry. Today, his company Utiver has the biggest tech learning platform in sub-Saharan Africa, helping Africans learn top skills like data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, product management, product design with learners from over 40 cities. Eyitayo is a 2020 Facebook community leader, an Antler entrepreneur, a 2020 Hustlon Incubator Fellow in the US 2019, Global Goods Funds Fellow, United States, 2018 Chevening Scholar, a 2016 Atlas Cup Fellow, a 2019 Unleashed Talent, a 2015 NLI Associate Fellow, and 2014 Carrington Youth Fellow. His aspiration above anything is to re-educate the Nigerian human capital, helping post-secondary school leavers learn digital skills and helping employees hire trained talent. Starting his career in international development, Eyitayo has worked on USAID-funded programs across 6 countries. He also studied business strategy and change at the Edinburgh Business School and freelancers as an artificial intelligence product manager. To date, Eyitayo has developed more than 30,000 young people across Africa and has worked with over 100 companies to either train their talent or hire smart tech talents. Guys, with a virtual rounding applause, with a virtual standing ovation, I want you all to receive, I call him the beast, Taiwo Ogunmola of Eyitayo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eyitayo of Lagos. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you. I do apologize, guys, that I came in late. Stressful day. I had like 2 different events going on at the same time, and also had to run in here to make sure that I deliver value to you. So, as you would have it, I'm right here with you today to talk about how to recraft, let me use that word, how to redesign your career path, right? Do we have anyone that is above 40 years here today? Anyone above 40? Just raise up your hand if you're above 40. Above 40. I have a special gift for you. I mean, you never can tell what you get out of this conversation. Anyone above 40? Oh my God, someone just missed my gift. Okay.
Can I be above 40, please? Can I be above 40?
Okay. Anyone above 35 here? 35. Okay, Oluwaseun is above 35. Any other person? If I get one more person, I will give a free gift. Anyone above 35. Okay. So since we are all below, 35, except Oluwaseun, since we are all below 35, I think that what I'm about to discuss, what I'm about to talk to you guys about, is as relevant as anything. I had to put off my video because I'm trying to make coffee for myself so that I don't distract you. What I am about to discuss with you is as relevant as anything. So really, you will do yourself a very big favor. You will be giving yourself a very big gift if you pay attention to this conversation, at least now and for the next 20 minutes before I excuse you guys. So I would really, really, really ask you to sit down somewhere. Akirele, I know that it might be challenging to sit down somewhere on a Saturday like this, but if you can sit down somewhere, you'll be doing yourself a very big favor. Now, what I'm about to discuss with you is, how do you design your career, right? How do you design your career? How do you build your career? Or how do you create a career path for yourself, considering that you are now in 2021? Right. Now, when we were all growing up, I can speak for myself. When I was growing up, I was really, really, really interested in being a medical doctor. I wanted to be a medical doctor. And let me tell you something. I wanted to be a medical doctor because I was literally brainwashed. I was brainwashed by parents, by schools, by the church, by the society to believe in that being a medical doctor will automatically be a ticket to being successful and being respected. Now, listen to me, very important. I just thought that as a medical doctor, that I will be rich. I'll be able to take care of my family and my friends, take care of my mom especially, and most importantly, I will get the societal respect that I wanted as a young person. That was my belief. Now, so I went into the university struggling to be a medical doctor, right? I left the university. I was not a medical doctor. I couldn't get medicine, and then I started to unravel a new path for myself. And the new path I started to unravel for myself was, I started to ask myself tough questions. Tough questions like, okay, today, What are the skills that I should be learning? Or where should I be developing? What kind of capacity should I be developing myself in to position myself for the future? And I left the university in 2010. I left the university in 2010. 2011, I was unemployed, couldn't get a job. 2012, I was unemployed, couldn't get a job. I got lucky. I met a mentor at a conference called Ogunmola. Right. And I'm telling you this story because it's quite important that you understand the historical record. And you can use that history to also help yourself. 2012, Gideon, can you please put off your video if you are not settled, or, so that we are not distracted. I want to make sure that everyone follows this conversation, everyone, because this is very, very important. Okay. So 2012, I was at a conference, right, in Lagos. Now, let me tell you, I actually trekked to that conference. 2012, I really trekked. I left my home 6 o'clock in the morning. I went to one of my friend's house. I knocked our door, and then she said, Eyitayo, that she had 100 naira on her. We couldn't get Napep around 6 o'clock, so we trekked. Myself and this lady, we trekked. We literally trekked. We trekked to the bus stop. I lived in Ifakwejaye then in Lagos. We trekked to Ogba. Now, when we got to Ogba, we couldn't find a bus because it was around, 6:20 or something. And then we said, you know what, since we have started trekking, let us just trek. So we trekked to Ikeja, and we're gisting, we're excited about it, right? And this was 2012. So when I got to Ikeja, the conference hall, I had to go to the toilet. I changed my clothes, and then I was all looking good. And right immediately I got out of that toilet, I met a young man. The guy was at the entrance, he was making phone calls, he was just walking around, and then this guy said, then I walked up to him and I said, hi, sir, my name is Eyitayo, can I meet you? He's like, oh, my name is Benga Ogunjimi. It's like, my name is Benga Ogunjimi. I was like, oh, it's nice to meet you, sir. And then we started gisting. And this was 2012. 2012. Now, I'm going to tell you something now. This is the power of what I'm about to share with you. 2012, listen. If you have your phone there and you can do a research with me, when was Udemy founded? Udemy was founded 2009, right? They had not, that was 2009, 2010, really 2010, right? They had not become big. They had not raised money. When was Stripe founded? Stripe was founded 2009. They had not raised money. They had not become big. They had not become successful. When was Coursera founded? When was Coursera founded? Right? Coursera was founded 2012. Now, this is important. When was BrainStation? When was BrainStation founded? BrainStation was founded 2012. So as at 2012, when I met Benga in the room, there was no Flutterwave, there was no Andela, there was no Udemy, literally no Udemy, because Udemy was just founded some 2 years ago. They had not become that big. There was no Coursera. There was nothing. There was literally nothing. The technology space in Nigeria was literally dead. Nobody was doing anything fantastic. There was no Paystack, there was no Flutterwave, there was no, there was no all this, there was no Utiva, there was nothing, right? We were all still on BBM. We were all still on, to go, right? I was just starting to explore, Facebook. 2012 when I met my mentor. My mentor told me, said, Eyitayo, I just go back from the US. I just go back from Atlas call, something is happening in the US, there's something called technology. Technology is changing the world, companies are starting, and we're saying it casually. Oh, I know some guys, some 2 years ago, they're also 1 year ago, I met them in DC. They're just building a platform to help people learn online. I was like, learn online? How would that ever even happen? Like, how would people even learn online? Can that ever even happen? Will Nigerians even pay to learn online? And then he was telling me there's one company called Stripe. You know, I didn't even know if Stripe existed then. I'm not even sure. There was no Stripe. I'm not sure there was Stripe then. Let me check again. You know, oh, there was Stripe. I think he told me about Stripe. You know, there's this company called Stripe. They're trying to help people collect money online. I'm like, really? Collect money online? Where I came from, you had to go to the bank to queue. Where I came from, people were using ATM then, but ATM was not a real big thing, right? And then all these things was clouded. I couldn't see the picture. And he told me, he said, Eyitayo, get into the technology industry. He said, get into tech. And my knowledge of tech then, 2012, my knowledge of tech then was programming, writing code, I was never a programmer. I'm never going to be a programmer, right? And I told him, sir, I don't know how to program. I didn't learn programming. I studied physiology. And he said, Eyitayo, if you listen to me, now I can bet you will be successful. And I said, okay, well, what option do I have? I wasn't successful. So better listen to someone that has done it. Maybe you will. And he said, go and become the leader in the technology industry. He said, go and become the leader in the technology industry. He said, the world will bow for you. He said, go and become the leader in the technology industry. The world will bow for you. I was like, okay, I will go. And then in 2012, I started learning about technology industry, but there was nothing really to learn. There was really nothing, not much. And then 2012, 2013, I became a project manager. 2014, I became an IT project manager. 2015, I moved to the US. Last week, I was leaving Nigeria, coming back to the UK. And then I got to the airport. I met a passport control officer who collected my passport, looked at it and said, so you have the global tech talent visa? And I said, yes, sir, I do. Yes, ma'am, I do. It's like, what? So it said, so you have the global talent visa? I said, yes. So what's your talent, sir? I said, technology. So, oh, you're the big guys. I said, yes, we have the big guys. This lady did not check my COVID test, did not check if I had booked my 2 and 8 COVID, did not check anything, and just collected my passport and said, can I have your thumb? He said, yes, ma'am, my thumb, and said, have a beautiful day. And she said, welcome home. And I said, wow, welcome home. Is this what tech made me? And right there, while I was walking past her, I told myself, I said, God bless Gbenga Ogunjimi. That was what I said. I said, God bless you, sir, Gbenga Ogunjimi. Now, if you're building your career, whatever you choose to do, whatever, I don't care. You choose to be whatever you choose, anything, anything you choose. These 5 major golden principles, you must put them at the back of your mind. These 5 major golden principles. Number 1 is this: you need to walk your career from the future backward. No. Don't plan your career today, believing that something is going to happen in the future. It might never happen, but walk your career from the future backward. How do you do that? Simple. Take your time and say, who are the guys in this my space today? Listen, today, who are the guys in my space today in the US? Don't use Nigeria as your benchmark. Please don't make that mistake. What I'm telling you, I'm not telling you motivational speaking. I'm telling you reality. Whatever Nigeria will be in the next 10 years, US has been that thing today. That's the way it works. Whatever you think Nigeria will be today, it has already happened in the US today. Anything we are doing today had already happened some 12 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago in the US. So what you should do today is this. Ask yourself, who are the guys that are leading in my industry in the US? So whatever you choose to do, so let's say that you want to become a product manager. Who are the top 30, 20, 30 product managers in the US? If you choose to be an HR practitioner, who are the top HR guys in the US? If you choose to become whatever you choose to become, walk from the future backward and say, who are the guys doing the big things abroad today? Right. Study those guys. What are they reading? What are they learning? How are they telling their stories? What platform are they joining? Just mimic them. Mimic them. Because the kind of companies you will be working with or you'll be working for, whatever you choose, or the type of companies you'll be working with in the future are the type of companies these guys are working with today. So what do I mean? There's a reason we are called, if you're Nigeria, there's a reason we are called developing country. And there's a reason they are called developed countries. Developed countries mean that they have arrived where we want to arrive. So if you're still at home, one of the smartest things you can do for yourself is anticipate. Start to say, okay, I want to work with this type of companies in the future. Who are the people that are working there today? These XYZ guys are working there today. What are they doing today? And start to do the same thing. That's number one. Number two is this. Make sure that you are plugged into technology. It's as important as anything. Whatever you choose, make sure you are plugged into the technology space. Tech is never going to leave anytime soon. Tech will never leave anytime soon. See, let me tell you something. When I say plugged into the technology industry, I'm not saying that you should go and learn one technology skill, or you should go and become a developer, or you should go, no, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm not going to ask you that. What I'm saying is this. If you want to lead tomorrow, right, plug yourself in the technology space today. Start to use every language that is tech. Start to speak like a tech person. Don't say, hey, I don't love technology. Well, you don't have to love it. It's not everything that you love that you use, right? It's not everything that you use that you love. So think about technology as, oh, I have to use this thing. This is something I have to use. And if I have to use it, I have to learn it. I have to learn the way it works, right? I have to learn the way it works. I have to learn everything about it. The reason I'm saying this is because you won't have a choice in the future. Most of the companies you will work with will either be adopting technology aggressively or they are technology companies, any of the two. There's no middleman. There's no way you can be in the middle. Most of the companies you're going to work with, those companies will either be adopting technology aggressively or they are technology companies. Now, most of you in this room, the companies you would admire in the future are going to be technology companies. Right? So as you're moving into the future, right, one of the major things I would recommend for you is that you start to learn about tech. So someone wants to ask me, how do I learn about tech? How do I learn about tech? Eyitayo, I'm confused. I don't even know how to learn about tech. Easy peasy. Don't make it this too complicated. Watch a video per day. You will thank me in the next 2 years. Just watch 10 minutes video about technology. Just keep watching the videos. They say that faith comes by hearing, right? And the hearing of the word of God. So what you believe, the way your mind is conditioned is because of the things you've heard over time. Now, recondition your mind by hearing new things. Most of you in this room, that you love HR, it's not because you brought HR from heaven. It's because you heard about it multiple times from people. That you love something is because you saw it somewhere, you read about it, someone told you about it, and then you started to develop interest. Don't tell me you are passionate about something. Well, I'm passionate about this thing. Well, if you're passionate about poverty, it's because you're in a country that is poor. The day you leave the country that is poor and you get into a country that is rich, you'll stop being passionate about poverty, you start to be passionate about something else, right? So readjust your passion, learn about new things, learn about technology, read about tech, watch videos. Now I'm talking about how to craft your career in this generation. because you are in 2021. The best that is happening right now is technology. So start to watch YouTube videos, start to attend conferences in tech, just get excited about it. If I were you, I would start to call myself a tech person and start to connect tech to whatever you do. Whatever you do, you will start to connect technology to it. So let's say, for example, can someone drop in the chat room, what do you do? What do you do now? Quickly. What do you do? Quickly. I just want to pick one person. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm guessing that someone is typing HR supervisor, customer service, HR support, front desk, recruitment select, IT change officer, creative writing, program manager, whatever you do, start to think about tech. One way or the other, think about it, especially for those that are in the HR space. Technology is disrupting the work that you guys do. Technology is as fast as you can think. Technology is disrupting the work that you guys do. In fact, the only place I envisage that we would need HR managers in the future is going to be HR advisory, HR leadership. Because most of the things you guys do today, there's a technology product one way or the other that is adjusted, that's adjusting it and disrupting it. If you're a tailor, think about how tech is changing tailoring. I have a friend that is building a technology platform called Adora. Adora is an app that helps you to measure your length and all this, and it is 200 times more accurate than a traditional tailor. Right? 200 times more accurate than a traditional tailor. So if you think and you're protecting your industry and you're saying, oh, no, that's a lie. The work that we do, tech cannot do it well. Have you heard of something called artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is more intelligent than humans, at least more than 100 times, and can learn faster than us. So start to think about how tech is going to disrupt the work that you do. Number 3 thing I'm going to drop on your shoulder is, if you're building your career and you're crafting your career, there's a place of mentoring. And I'm sure that everyone in this room probably, appreciate the value of mentor. But I will give you some guidelines when it comes to mentoring. How should you be mentored? Number 1 is this: look for someone that is 5 years ahead of you, not more than 5 years. Not more than 5 years ahead of you. The reason I give that guiding principle is because I know many people idolize, others. And those people that they idolize are not available to talk to them. So if you have someone that you idolize and the person is up there, call the person an idol, or call the person a celebrity, call the person a role model, but a mentor is someone that is available to talk to you every time, that is available to guide you, that is available to support you. Now, if you're looking for a mentor, look for someone that is 5 years ahead of you. When someone is more than 5 years and it becomes a struggle, you drop a message, the person is too busy, the person does not see you as a value in return. I have been there multiple times. I know someone that I pursued for 3 years. In fact, on his birthday, I sent him a tie and a Bible. And yet this guy was not available to mentor me, right? When I became what I became, right, he's now available to mentor me. So don't look around for people that are just too far away, right? And they're struggling and you're struggling to find them to get the attention. Look for people that are closer to you. 5 years is my guide. Number 2 is this: when you're looking for a mentor in your career, what you need to do is this: you need to write the things that you want to achieve from that mentoring relationship and share it with your mentor on the first meeting. Now, don't sugarcoat things. Don't say, oh, I don't want this person to see me as though I am too, I'm too demanding. The goal of mentoring is to provide support. And if that person doesn't understand it, you better move on fast to someone that understands the power of mentoring and the goal of mentoring, right? Okay, so you need to appreciate the power of mentoring and what you need to do if you want to get mentored. You need to find someone that is available to support you, to guide you, to be there with you, to be there for you throughout. And how do you do that? You also need to be intentional about what you ask the person. Be very clear from day one. These are the things that I need. Oh, I'm looking to travel abroad. I want to access this grant. I want to do my master's in the US, and I feel that you have done some of these things before and you can mentor me into achieving this thing. Clarity of mentorship is very important. And the mistake people make when they get a mentor to support them is that once they achieve 1, 2 of these many things, they start to become big. They start to drop off that mentoring relationship. Don't make that mistake. I've seen many young people make that same mistake. Don't make that mistake. It's at the point you achieve 1, 2 that you start to get the person that is mentoring you, you start to get the person more engaged, because mentoring is really a journey. It's not something that, you achieve overnight. So get engaged, engage your mentor. But let me talk about the power of passion, because I know that people talk a lot about passion. And I'm a little bit, indifferent when it comes to passion. I'm not a passion person. I just believe that you can activate passion based on interest. So passion is what we say that we are interested in. Interest is what we see around us multiple times. So if you see something around you many times, you start to activate passion in that thing. So if you're passionate about whatever you're passionate about today, good for you. If you're struggling to find your passion, I would say get exposure. Expose yourself. And the more you expose yourself, the more you start to activate new passion. The final thing I will talk about is if you're looking to activate a new career path, activate volunteering, activate internship. These are 2 major things that can set your foot on whatever you choose to do. So if you choose to say, hey, I want to get into a particular career, or I want to go into a particular space and I want to build my life in that space, right? So for example, some of you that are listening to me, you might say, okay, you've talked about technology. How do I get started? I would say, once you start to read and start to study and start to build your capacity in a particular space, the next thing you need to start to do is start to ask yourself, how do I intern? How do I volunteer? How do I engage my mentor hands-on so that I can start to activate my space, right? So how do I intern as a tech person? How do I intern as an HR person in the technology space? How do I volunteer as a programs manager in the technology space? Begin to activate all these things and you will start to find that, oh, really, there's so much that you can do in that technology industry or in that whatever industry you found yourself. Look for internship, look for volunteering. I actually activated my career, as a volunteer. I activated my career as a volunteer. I actually started volunteering, and then I moved from volunteering to interning, and then from interning to getting a job. So you can do the same thing. Activate with internship, activate with volunteering, activate with engaging your mentor hands-on. Hands-on. Now, let me give you one more tip that I think is really going to help you to create your career or to build a fascinating and exciting career for yourself. Let me talk about the power of thought leadership. Now, if you want to lead in a space, if you want to really lead in a space, one of the things you should do, if you want to lead in a space, one of the things that you should do really is start to read what others are not reading. Start to study what others are not studying. Start to unravel what others are not learning. It's very, 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 very important. Read McKinsey's, read McKinsey's thought leadership article. Read Harvard Business Review articles. Read, Accenture articles. Read articles that are not within, or that are not at your level. Read things that are not at your level. The way the mind works is this. There's a part of the mind that is called the conscious, and there's a part of the mind that is called the subconscious. When you study into the subconscious. You study into the subconscious when you study. Now, for example, when you were learning Roman figures and Roman numerals, many of you in this room never knew the value of what you were learning. You were just I1, I2, I3, I, 4, IV, 5V, 6VI. You were just studying those things, right? You're just learning those things. How would you apply those things you never knew? You were not exactly sure. Your life. Read things that are above your job. When you get into the future, what would happen is that you will start to activate many of the things you've learned. You will start to have conversations in some rooms, and people will start to listen to you and see you and respect you. Not knowing that most of the things that you're talking about are things that you had read in the past. And that's how people build what we call reputation and respect and industry thought leadership in the industry. Right, in your industry. Now, I wish you all the best in whatever you choose to do. This is where I'm going to stop. I'm happy to answer questions in the future if you have them. You can throw me questions on my LinkedIn. I prefer my LinkedIn. I'll be happy to respond to them. But right now, I'll hand over back to the host, and I'll be at the back end because I have another session going on that I probably have to supercharge. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
A solid rousing ovation for Eyitayo. I call him the beast. Thank you so much, Eyitayo. This is super amazing. If you know Eyitayo, you know that Eyitayo is a tech evangelist, and we know that technology is the future. So if your career path, you don't have technology in there, I don't think you are doing the right thing. Right. Any questions? I don't know how much time Eyitayo has. He needs to be in another session. Any question from anyone? Any question before we take our evaluation for this session? Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, just one question, please. All right, Yimika, do you want to coordinate that? Who is the person asking? Can the person step forward?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Eyitayo. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Eyitayo is actually one of the most busiest person in this life. And thank you so much for taking our time to do this. I know you have quite a number of masterclass scheduled for today, but you still, took our time to join us today for this session. I really appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. So before we finish this session, maybe later today or tomorrow, we'll be having someone from Itiva come talk to us about what they do, and if there are anything you need to learn in tech space, be sure that Itiva is there to train, coach, and mentor you to transition to tech in any space that you want to move to. We'll be talking more about that in the course of this session. So if there are no questions, I'm happy to release Eyitayo. Thank you so much.
This is Chrome browsing.
Victor, over to you, please.
All right, so sorry about that. Okay, so great. So we're going to take our evaluation first. Yimika, let's confirm if we have the next person for operational, personal, and strategic networking. However, that comes up at 1 p.m. All right. So we have a couple of time. Right? Do we take a coffee break or do we just go ahead and continue? So I'm just going to, okay, how do we get the volunteering or internship exposure in tech? All right, so Eyitayo, you want to take that? How do we get volunteering?
Oh, okay.
Internship exposure in tech?
Yeah, I can take that. Thank you so much, Victor. You're doing an amazing job, boss.
Thank you.
So in terms of volunteering and internship, it's quite very dicey because organizations are very busy and most of them usually don't even like to open up for volunteering and internship. But what I would say, and most of them don't have structured programs for volunteering again, or internship again. Maybe a few, one or two still do. At UTIVA, for example, we have what we call the UTIVA Talent Fellowship, which is a fellowship program that helps us to attract fast rising smart people, but are wondering, they are like, okay, how do I get started? How do I move in? The fellowship program or the internship program is designed for them. But one of the things I would recommend is why not, look for mentors, right? But you don't have to tell the mentor upfront that you're looking for volunteering and internship. What I would say upfront is, hey, these are my skills, these are my capacity. I'm just wondering if I can get someone to help me and guide me and help me get better, and then you can also say stuff like, these are the things that you're also happy to help the mentor with, So for example, if you're looking for internship from someone like my, knowing where I struggle and offering me, a value at the beginning. Eyitayo, I read many of your posts. There are typographical errors in some of them. I know your hands are very busy. Are you looking for someone that can just edit them for you? I do editing, I write, or I know that you're probably you probably haven't written a book. I can help you, think through that and also help you as a ghostwriter. That's a value, right? Oh, Eyitayo, I'm wondering if your videos are edited when you just ask, check it. Oh, Eyitayo, I see that you're building a technology product. You're looking for someone that can, help you engage your engineers better. I just finished a product school and I'm wondering if I can jump in, as a support person to help you make sure that your products are well built. I have learned product management, but I haven't really practiced it. I can also use your platform as a way, come straight to the person with some very clarity of, these are the internship that you can offer. These are the value that you can offer. And that can pivot into an internship, right? That can pivot into an internship. And that's pretty much the way it is, right? Internship is easy to get these days if you have some very clear value to offer. The biggest value that many of you would have in this room is the leadership capacity that you have developed. Many people have developed leadership capacities, and many organizations are always happy to have people with leadership capacities come in, but you have to be clear in terms of what are the practical things that you can do. Reach out to individuals, and the individuals can help you to pivot them into an internship. In terms of what we do at UTIVA's, HR of Lagos just asked me to drop that. We are becoming a one single platform that helps you to learn technology skills, right? We are becoming a one single platform that helps you to learn technology skills, regardless of whatever you want to learn. People come to us to learn data analytics, data science, product design, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. We're becoming a one single platform to helping people, Africans majorly, because that's where I come from, Africans, to learn these technology skills, right? And we're doing it at massive scale. For us, the way we see our work is we need to democratize, learning. We are like the PAGA for the education industry. We are the ones trying to make it very easy for everybody anywhere, to learn, regardless of your background, regardless of your economic conditions. Many of our programs are highly discounted. Something you would go and learn somewhere for like a 300,000. Organizations like ACT Foundation, Facebook, Halcyon Incubator, MIT Solve give us money to drop the price so that it's easy for people to access those learning programs without breaking the bank. And that's the work that we do at Utiva. If you're asking, okay, how do I learn more about this? It's pretty much very, very simple these days. Just go to utiva.io/start. It's easy. You will get it. It's easy. And then if you're also saying, okay, I would like to talk to someone, who do I talk to at Utiva that can, have a conversation with me very fast? I'll say that it's also quite very easy. All you need to do is just to call our number straight up. Our numbers are very easy to contact. I'll drop the number right here in case it's very easy. 0122997777. Very easy. Just contact us. Someone on our team will pick up the call, but you better call during the work hours. My team is very, very excited about talking to you. But if you call on a Sunday morning, trust me, we all go to church. So on Saturday, we all rest. Resting is important. We all start resting by 1 o'clock when we're done with our master classes. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful time, guys. I need to run. Victor, great to hear your voice.
Thank you, Eyitayo.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Keep doing this amazing job.
Well done. All right. So Eyitayo, I don't know if you have like 1 minute to spare. Someone says, in respect to your observation about the future of HR, what specific technological skill or courses would you advise a HR person to explore?
I mean, absolutely. If you're an HR, you don't know data, I don't know how you want to help organizations to make tough decisions, right? Tough decisions. I will share a thought leadership article with you. I think I read it some months ago. Let me look for it. It's always in my drive. Data science, HR. I'll look for it. I'll probably share with. There is an article that I think it was written by Harvard Business School. How data analytics is disrupting, HR. It was written by Harvard. Very, very insightful article. I'll look for it and probably drop it with Victor or HR of Lagos, because the reason is because organizations now are making more business-centric decisions. So if you really want to help organizations make business decisions from a much more HR perspective, so for example, what kind of training should we be sending our staff members? Those decisions in the past used to be made based on, what is your current job role? What skill should you learn to improve in what you do? That's a very old, archaic way of making those decisions. There are better ways of making those decisions if you have access to data. Data is everything today. So you need to help organizations make much more brilliant decisions, leveraging data. So data science, data analytics is one thing that you should be learning. Another thing that you should be learning is product management. If you are in the HR space, product management is something that is good, because I have started to see many HR managers pivot into product management. That is something that I find very exciting, because HR managers come with a lot of leadership, people's management. They do well in product management. If you're relocating, I'll say cloud computing, but I'll stop there.
Thanks a lot, Eyitayo, for that. Really, really do appreciate. Like we said, Eyitayo had to run for, Utiva runs a lot of fast-paced classes. So utiva.io/start if you want to get started on Utiva. And this is not about hyping, it is what it is, right? You have to be very intentional about, how do you bring in technology to what you're doing? The truth is, what got us from where we are is not what will take us to where we're going to, right? So it's really, really key that you begin to ask yourself, if you are in finance, where's the technology of that? If you are in operations, if you are in human resource, if you are in legal, whatever industry or niche that you're playing at, you want to ask yourself, how do I inject technology? And that's what Utiva does, tries to make it really practical, democratize and decentralize technology so that you can quickly transition. All right. So, of course, there's this falls around tech. I need to know how to code. I need to know how to write codes and lines and all of those things. But what Eyitayo tries to do is to take all that complex stuff and then demystify it to make it look very simple, very easy, and then you can quickly transition. Right? So if you're thinking in that line, you might want to, go hook up with Eyitayo. And of course, like Eyitayo said, right? It's really important that you know how to shoot your shot. Maybe I'm hoping that HR of Lagos team would organize, a brainstorming session or a hangout, just shot shooting. See, shot shooting is another skill. It's another 21st century skill that you need, how to shoot your shot, in terms of career, right? I mean, people have gotten jobs or offers without, of course, you can tell somebody that they need you in their organization without them putting out application. Of course, I mean, I've done it, right? You can get the CEO to begin to think in the direction of the value that you bring to the table. So if you're waiting for when people put out, I'm looking for digital interns or HR interns or, HR manager or product manager, you're going to wait for too long, right? You've got to go and take it by force. Like Eyitayo said, think about the kind of value that you provide, right? And then go and look for those people that have, that are looking for what you have. Pitch your value to them, right? And say, you know what, I've seen your website, I've looked at it, I've looked at everything, and I believe that if you can adjust this here and adjust that here, I've even gone to develop like a one-pager, you can look at it, and I'd like to come on your team to work with you on that. You're hired. You're hired. Nobody has time to be. You think people? I mean, it's 1991 or 1985 HR that want to sit on one big table and be jumping into. Nobody has a time anymore. People want to hire. People are hiring on Twitter. People are hiring on LinkedIn DMs. People are hiring on IG DMs. People are getting very impatient, and that's what I've noticed. People are getting very impatient because there's a lot of money to be made. So all the money and all the time and energy that is spent in hiring, you can just go and pitch yourself to someone, and then you jump all the whole, submit your CV, fill this form, and then fill that form. At least I've enjoyed that myself because I've practicalized these things. I mean, all the jobs that I've worked, all the years, it wasn't me sending CV to anyone. It was just chart, right? It was just chart. Okay, so I don't know if we have filled the form. Has it been dropped? Oh, so sorry. Let me just drop it now. We have TDA. We have TDA in already. So let me just drop the evaluation link so that we can start. Gimika, please, can you help out? I'm struggling to fetch it from my end. Thank you. Please just help us with dropping the evaluation link for entire session. So we have our next facilitator in already, and we are ready to get this started. Please, you can just help drop the evaluation link for the previous session so that we can all take it. All right, we have Mrs. Taiwo, Dayo-Abatan, like I probably call it TDA. I mean, we just know her as TDA. I don't want to stress myself, but I'm just going to read a few stuff about her, so that we can just get started here. Just a minute. All right. Just a minute, guys. This has to be done where excellence is key. We must maintain excellence in what we do. So we have to bring her up the right way. All right, Dayo-Abatan, popularly called CDA. She's going to be taking us on operational, personal, and strategic networking. She's a trained career coach, people management leader, and globally licensed HR practitioner offering almost 20 years core experience in core HR of leading multi-generational workforce across the insurance, healthcare, consulting, and financial service sphere with a personal commitment and stride to build the next generation of HR and business leaders. She's keen on upholding the tenets of best practice driven by an uncompromising commitment to excellence, to professionalism, while leveraging on strategic, deep understanding of racial, cultural, and religious diversity. With no further ado, let us receive TDA Taiwo Dayo-Abatan, who is a senior HR professional and the visionary of the HR Foundry. TDA, it's great to have you. I'm super excited for this session.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for having me. Let me first of all appreciate, I call him my son, Adeyemika, for the good work he's doing. God bless you. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity. When I got the topic on networking, I was like, is this guy spying my notes? Or he's trying to let me reveal some secrets that has helped me to navigate my career path. And so I'm opportune here to come here today and share from my wealth of experience. Like I always say, I don't claim that I know it all, but I will share my tips that have helped me to navigate and come this far. The last 25 years. Yes, 25 years. I started working 25 years ago. Don't start guessing my age. I'm still Gen Alpha, if there's anything like that. I'm the newest in the generations. I'm Gen Alpha. So good. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I want to appreciate every of the 50 participants on this call. You could have decided to be somewhere else, but you chose to be here. And for everything you're doing, you're investing in your future. And of course, expect the reward, expect the returns. Expect the rewards and expect the returns. I've been on the call since 9 a.m., basically here and there. And here am I again at 12:40. And once I'm out of here, I'm also jumping to another call. That's my passion. And I believe that the more we're able to network, the more we're able to impact our environment. And the good that we want to see starts with each and every one of us. So we'll ask ourselves, what is networking? I hope we have our jotters, we have our pens. When we ask ourselves, what is networking? Networking basically is connecting with people. Mark my word, connecting with people with the purpose of exchanging information and ideas. With the purpose of exchanging information and ideas. So you could be connecting with people and you're only just enjoying yourselves. You could be connecting with people and there's no exchange of information or ideas. So that's the difference between connection and networking. So I will say again that networking creates value. If you are in any form of ship, mark my word, any kind of ship that is not creating value for you, then you are not networking. And I would say that for me, I'm a product of networking, and it has helped me tremendously in my career growth. Don't mind me, I have a sore throat, so I'm having lozenges currently. Now, I would say again that what separates people who are successful or people who have achieved a lot in their career or in their business and personal life, it's networking. It's networking. Man was not created to be alone. And so you cannot afford to be a lone ranger. You can only go far alone, but you can go farther with people. For those that look out for my Tuesday post, I put out a post that it's not ideal for you to be in competition with the person you can collaborate with. When you are able to network, exchange ideas and values, you can collaborate, you are able to reach out to more people than those you can reach out on your own. If you are getting something from what I've said so far, Please go into the chat room and say, TDA, we can hear you. We're connecting. Please go ahead. I'm waiting to hear from you in the chat room. If you've got what I said, Reliance says, please go ahead. Reliance, good to see you here. Yes, Oluwafumilayo, Bukola, Oladimiji, great, excellent, excellent. So let me go ahead. So I have an assignment to basically talk about personal, operational, and strategic networking. And I will start with personal. Now, when you say personal networking, these are people you are similar with. Most times, maybe our classmates, our neighborhood friends, childhood friends, people that we can say we have kindred spirits with. That's personal networking. So for example, I grew up in Ibadan, University of Ibadan. If I see anyone, I have people that we grew up in University of Ibadan together. And so because we grew up in that environment, we have the look and feel, we felt things together, primary school together, secondary school together, all within that campus. I can say even 40 years after, we have kindred spirits. With those kind of people, you need to have a network with them. Now, I would say that personal network is so important for each and every one of us, because most times it takes you back to your roots, and these are people that you have connected with when you were nothing. Who agrees with me? People you have connected with when you were nothing. And because of that, you are able to appreciate yourselves better. I'm still talking about personal networking. Now, most times, many of us lose out in that line because we feel we have attained more than some other people within that network. And so we disconnect. And I know that most of us have seen the picture of the likes of the former Emir of Kano, the likes of Oshibajo and some people, whereby they went to the same secondary school and now they are great men. That's kindred spirit. They kept that relationship. So ask yourself, and I want to go to the chat room, how many of us still have those personal networks? People that we grew up with, people that were in the same environment with, the same neighborhood with, or we went to school together with. How many of us can still recall, or we still have them in our network? If you still have them, please go into the chat room and say, I still have them. I still have them. I will bring another table. Many of us are in the association or the WhatsApp group of our primary school, of our secondary school. I'm not going to university now. And instead of us to be collaborating and finding out who is where, we are busy fighting each other, or we are busy feeling that we are better off than them. Fumilayo says, I still have a few. Reliance says the same thing, and Ogoluwa says the same thing. It is important that you must keep your personal network. Now, I want us to understand that the quality of your future is a function of your association. Personal networking is extremely, very, very important. You never know who can link you to your next level. You never know who can link you to your next level. I will move on to say that I've talked about people that are your classmates and things like that. Now, the mistakes we also make in personal networking is the fact of see finish. Because you knew me when I was in primary school or I was in secondary school and I had only one black skirt and I had only 3 t-shirts. You are still looking at me in that light. It's called see finish. And so the value I had to give you, or that you can get from me, or that I can get from you, we miss out in that area. If you are someone who you have not reconnected with your past, take it from me today that you need to go back. And build those personal networks. How many of us are committing to doing that today? please go to the chat room and say, I am committed to going back to building my personal network. That is your source, and you need to build it. Now, there's a life hack that happened to me that I want to share. Many people have asked me, and this is part of the things I'm sharing in my current project. There's a life hack, and the life hack says that it is very good to leave your immediate environment where you grew up and move out of space to another location. It is one of the fastest way to hit your success. It's one of the fastest way to hit your success. And I will share my own experience. I grew up in the University of Ibadan, where my parents were lecturers. And the ideal thing would have been primary school UI, secondary school UI, and of course, university UI. But we took a life hack, and I went out of UI to school to have my university education in another location entirely. What that did for me was that it helped me to build a wider personal network. So beyond people that I grew up with in Ibadan, I knew other people that if I didn't have that life hack, I would never have met them. It increased my hierarchy, it increased the connections I was able to have, and also increased my exposure to life, because what my mates, my friends, or let me say, people that I had kindred spirit with in Ibadan, the experience that they don't have, I had it. I was privy to have it, and it helped. It helped. It helped me. Thank you, Fumlayo Toby, and then Omololu, also for Amarachi, saying that you're making that commitment to build a personal network. I'm still talking on personal network, that these are people that you can be free with. These are people that you can be vulnerable with. So ask yourself, the kinds of friends that you have now, the kind of connections or the network that you have now, can you be vulnerable to them? Can you be you to them? Your personal network helps you to do this, because like I said before, they had known you when you were nothing. They had known you when you were nothing, and they've watched your growth. I will move on quickly to operational network. And as I talk, please write down your questions. I am more than willing to take them. Now, for those that know me when I take my sessions, I don't just give book knowledge. I make it experiential. That's why I'm trying as much as possible to give life examples so that you can connect with the story. Remember, we're talking about operational, strategic, and personal networking. And I believe it's a strong requirement for your success. It's a strong requirement for your career growth and advancement. And good enough, the name of this program is Career Hack. It's Career Hack. So operational networking, what do we call that? That's people you need, that network. Operational networking can basically be defined as the people you need to get your day-to-day task done. To get your day-to-day task done. So ask yourself in your book there, or with your jotter, who are the people that I need to get my day-to-day job done? Most times they're your desk partner, they're your teammates, the person who is sitting opposite you at work, the person in admin who has to help you to fix your printer, the person in IT who has to help you to make sure that you have network. Those people are your operational network. So ask yourself, how strong is my operational network? I'll begin to break tables again. One, your operational network can be your albatross at work, or can be your best cheerleader. Who agrees with me? When I say albatross, they could be the pain. They could lead to the downfall of your career if you don't build those networks well. What am I saying? You have a colleague. They're the ones that will talk about you in the staff bus. They're the ones that will talk about you in the canteen. And never, never underestimate the kind of connections that they also have up there. You can see me pointing up there. So you don't know who their sponsor is, you don't know who their mentor is, you don't know who they're talking to in leadership. And when questions are asked about you, they would ask them first, off records. They're the ones that will talk about you. So ask yourself, my operational network, how strong is it? What mien am I bringing to the place of work? Am I a friendly person? Some people will say, I'm just there to do my work. I don't have business with anybody. I'm just there, let me just do my work and go. What kind of networks are you building operationally? Many of us will send emails to our colleagues, they don't respond, and then we take it personal. Meanwhile, another person will take up that assignment and get it done in a jiffy. It's a function of your operational network. If I'm connecting with you and you can relate to what I have said, please go to the chat room and say, Taiwo, I can relate. Now, they could be your albatross and they could be your best cheerleader. And I've given reasons for that. They could make or mar your career. So make it intentional, be intentional that from today, they're going to work on your operational network. From the lady at the front desk, to that guy in IT, to that guy in HR and admin, to that person sitting beside you, to everybody within you, people that help you or that you need, not help, people that you need to get your day-to-day work done. That is your operational network. That is your operational network. So I've defined it. So what do you do? What can I do to help me to improve on my operational network? What can I do to help me to be able to network operationally? Note that I'm still talking within the work environment now. First and foremost, be willing to share knowledge. Many of us know things and we believe we are the best thing that happened after sliced bread. We believe without us, work will not get done. And so we hoard knowledge. Be willing to share the little that you know. Be willing to help. Be willing to help. You see that colleague beside you struggling with a deliverable and you are less busy, be willing to give that assistance. Because with every single thing you are doing, you are depositing into their emotional bank account. You are depositing into their emotional bank account. So you don't know when that need will come and they will have to speak up for you. And this is I'm talking about, whether we like it or not, there's grapevine and there's gossip in the place of work. Now, the percentage of that in terms of communication may vary, but typically it's between 15% in your communication ladder. There would always be grapevine and there will always be gossip. And when I say grapevine, where are these gists? We call it gists. Where do we share them? Like I said before, the staff canteen, in the staff bus, when you're having, thank God it's Friday. So you find out that you and your little space as an officer, you don't know people, but people have heard about you. They have heard about you in the organization. So ask yourself, who is that person or who are those people talking about me? Your operational network. When you're sending out your emails for help, do you say, please excuse me, thank you? Are you courteous? When typically they are rendering service for you, which is their own assignment or their own responsibility, do you smile? Do you go out of your way to render help? I will pick one single thing you need out of emotional intelligence, the 5 pillars. The 5 pillars of EI basically talks about self-awareness, self-moderation, self-regulation, self-motivation, empathy. What you need in this regard is your social skills. To be able to build good operational networks, your social skills must be top-notch. And when I say social skills, I'm talking about you using common sense, you being streetwise and being tactful, Some of us will say, that's the way I talk. That is just me. No, at this level, operationally to build the right networks, you must use common sense. Are you that one that if they want to hear all the gossip in the office, you are the one that would give them? Are you that one who is the abinger of bad news? Or are you the one who displays diplomacy and uses common sense when you're communicating among your peers in the office? Now, note that they say perception is everything. Perception rules the world. Yes, people say things before you even appear. And once a perception or a mindset is formed about you, to change it becomes a very big problem. I've spoken about personal networking and I've spoken about operational networking. If you can relate and you've gotten something from these two, please go to the chat room and say, TDA, yes, from these two, I have gotten something. And then I move to the last one, and then we begin to take questions. I'm waiting. If you can relate with all that I've said, please get into the chat room and get back to me. Regina says, TDA, from these 2 years, I've gotten something. Same thing from Abiodun, Emmanuel, Oluwafemi, Oluwabukola, and Miriam, also from Opaleye. Thank you, Ogbebo. You wrote, I can see you're on point. Thank you. Also, Ifetola and Samuel and every other person. The third one is strategic networking. And what do we mean by this? And how does it impact your career advancement? Remember, this program is Career Hack. And so we're learning things that we would not even learn out of the normal, things that would not readily be available for us to know. So what's operational strategic networking? Basically, people who are with that you don't have control over. Some people, you don't have control over them. Note that for your personal network, you have control over them. For your operational network, you have control. They're within your vicinity, they're within your environment. You can impact them negatively or positively, the way you choose. But for strategic networking, these are people outside your control who will determine how far you go professionally. Now, I'm using the word professionally because you could either be a young entrepreneur or you could be a career person. So I use the word professionally. Remember, I said there are people who are not within your control, but have a strong impact in your career advancement or how well you do professionally. I hope we got that definition. That is strategic network. Those are people who are your strategic networking partners. They are the ones that can help you to fulfill your purpose. They're the ones that would help you to climb the career ladder organizationally. They're the ones that would help you. Now, there are two of them, and which you need to identify. Every one of us needs a sponsor. You need a sponsor. I'm a product of sponsorship. And the second one you need is a mentor. The two people that would help you to build strong strategic networks, or that you need to build strong networks with, are your sponsors and your mentors. Your sponsors and your mentors. And it's a career hack. Many people just believe, if I know what I'm doing, I play my game well in the place of work, I will get, they will even project how quickly they want to move. But I'm here again to break a bubble that in the place of work, A plus B is not always C. I didn't say it's not C, it's not always, or it's not most times C. The world of work is very complex. It's very complex. And please don't go to the place of work and act like a donkey. Basically what I mean by walk like a donkey is that you just go there and then you walk like a jackass. Just do your work, come in, clock in, do whatever you're supposed to do. You go to the place of work, particularly if you want to build strategic networks, like an owl. An owl is the only bird that can turn its neck 360 degrees. The owl can turn its neck 360 degrees. So you know your radar is so sharp. You know what is going on. You must identify the gatekeepers. You must know the powers that be. You must play your game well in the place of work. And I'm going back, you can go and do your research about the bird called the owl, O-W-L. That is how you must be in the place of work. Don't be a fox. Don't be a fox. A fox is cunning. A fox will pitch people against themselves. Foxes are users. So you tell the boss what you want the boss to hear because we are gaining for something. You are giving for something. Don't be a fox in the place of work, and don't be a donkey. Be an owl. Just let your professional antenna be very, very, very sensitive to catch what you need to know in the place of work. I talked about 2 categories of people that you need to have. Let me handle the sponsors. Now, the difference between the sponsor and the mentor is that the mentor will show you the way to get there. The sponsor would help you to get there. There are 2 different assignments. The mentor will show you the way there. The sponsor would help you to get there. So the mentor will be at your back and say, go this way, do it this way, do it this way. But the sponsor would handhold you, or let me use the word, would recommend you, or the mentor will get you there. I'm sorry, the sponsor will get you there. Now, I know we've read books, we've gone for lectures, and I think I came in briefly to this meeting and I had the talk around mentors, how to choose mentors and stuff like that. It's been overflowed. I would want to hammer on the sponsor. Many of us in the place of work, you need to choose a sponsor. You need to have a sponsor. But at the same time, you also have to ask yourself, even for those sponsors that you feel they're your sponsors, that people know, oh, Taiwo is so person's girl. I'm giving an example. Oh, he's so person's boy. How are you handling that relationship with them? How are you handling that relationship with them? Many of us get so familiar with them, we begin to discuss or talk about things that are not even positive for our own career growth. So for example, you go into your sponsor, the other thing you need to know is that your sponsor or your mentor will always give you access. I will go further by saying that mentorship is a relationship. So if you approach me to mentor you, and I don't have that rapport with you, we cannot have that relationship. And it's also a commitment. Mentorship is a commitment. So if I'm committed to you, irrespective of whatever time you're reaching out to me, I would respond. Same thing for sponsorship. But when you get to a situation whereby you are knocking on the door of your sponsor, and I'm not talking literally knocking on the door, you're requesting for something and they are not giving you audience, you have not managed that relationship well. Go get a sponsor, and if you have a sponsor, relate with your sponsor from a point of purpose. Don't make it that opportunity, or don't make that make every opportunity with them worth your while. Go with them with purpose. So if I want to reach out to my sponsor, sir, can I have a few minutes with you? He would say, yes, you can, please come in. And I go straight to the point, what I want and stuff like that, and I leave. If they ask me any question, what do you think about Yimika? Oh, Yimika, well, I'm not really too close to him. I really know nothing, even if I know something, because it's leading to gossip. And you are creating an impression in the mind of your sponsor. Most times, for those of us that have sponsors up there, we even discuss their colleagues with them. Your sponsor is an ED, and then a conversation starts about another ED, and then you put your mouth in that conversation. The impression you are giving in the mind of that person, and I'm talking about, for example, myself, is that if you are opportuned to do that, you will do the same about me. Respect boundaries. When you're handling sponsors and mentors, respect boundaries. Respect boundaries. But you need that strategic network to progress in your career, to progress. Now, like I said before, I'm a product of both, and you need to be intentional and deliberate when you are picking out these two people, either a mentor or a sponsor. But in the place of work, if you are there, please don't be a donkey. Identify. People climb their career ladder better when they have sponsors. And I'll give an example. We finished the appraisal session exercise, and we are now at the appraisals and promotions committee meeting, which typically involves all executive committee members. And then names come up, HR gives justification and stuff like that. Now, there are other considerations before the promotion list is approved. It could be business performance. It could be so many other considerations. When push comes to shove and we do a peer review and we find out that there are so many of you on a particular level who have been recommended for promotion, but based on other reasons, like I said, we need to now shortlist or sift that list. You know what happens there? Sponsors begin to speak up. Sponsors begin to speak up. I need IMEM to be promoted because of ABC. Sponsors need to begin to speak up. Most times, it becomes the liability or the responsibility of HR to begin to speak up and do justifications for all those other people. At the end of the day, most times, those that go through, maybe because they have strong sponsors. Maybe because they have strong sponsors. And I'll give myself as an example. I entered an organization as a middle management staff, handling a key responsibility. Because I understood this around strategic networking and the need to have a sponsor, I began to build credibility about myself. Credibility in the place of work, because you never know who is watching you. Many of us are tardy. We don't come to work on time. We don't align to company policy. We are always erring, causing issues. We have disciplinary cases in our files. We are not competent enough. Instead of facing our jobs, we don't do the right thing. All those things matter. I started building credibility in my little space, Many of you don't even volunteer. I'm giving tips to volunteer for company events, to volunteer to serve on ad hoc committees. You just want to do what you're in the office to do and nothing else. And over time, I was identified. Typically, what I was doing along that time was to position myself strategically to be noticed. Not I can't just walk up to somebody and say, so I want to be my sponsor. It doesn't work that way. It comes from you building your credibility. It comes from self-leadership, being able to lead yourself. It comes from your hard work. And then you position yourself to be noticed. Within a space of 18 months, my role was enlarged and then moved to executive management in 18 months. Without any lobbying, without anybody saying, or me going to anybody to bootlick or anything, the role was expanded and moved to Exco. All because I demonstrated credibility and professionalism and hard work. Many of us go to meet people, the people at the top. Oh, I wasn't promoted. Oh, I want this, I want that. We believe it's how we are able to cry or beg or coerce that would earn us that. It may earn you, but it won't take you far. It may earn you what you want immediately, but it won't take you far. And I'll tell you why. The reason for that is that those at the top are mindful of their name. They are mindful of their years of career, and they would not want anybody to mess them up. They would only recommend people that they know will not damage their own reputation. I hope we're learning something here. So it's not about even you getting a sponsor, you may get, but a sponsor may never speak up for you. Because they are mindful of their name, of their integrity, and of the number of years they have put in their own career. So they won't allow you to mess them up. They won't allow you to mess them up. So start by building credibility. Start by being hardworking. Start by aligning with the company's goals, aligning with the policies, and basically just doing the right thing. Finally, many of us have this mind, many of us are takers. We always take. Remember I said something about you having common sense, you being streetwise and smart, and being tactful. People will see you as a user and will not want to build a network with you when you are always taking. Either it is personal operational or strategic network you want to build, you must build it from a point of value. So ask yourself, what value am I bringing to the table? What value am I bringing to the table? Don't be a user or be a taker. Networking, finally, it involves you being able to apply the principle of reciprocity, being able to reciprocate gestures to you, done to you, to other people. So be ready. It's an investment. It's an investment. But I can tell you, if you get it right, it's going to be the best for you, and your career advancement is well assured. I want to stop on this note, and I wish you all well. Thank you very much.
Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. A rousing virtual ovation. This is really amazing. Networking, you know, I got the part where TDS said, we were not created to be alone. Your next level, someone is already swimming. What you're looking for is in the hands of another person. What you're seeking lies with another person. Now let's keep the rousing ovation coming. Thanks a lot, CDA. At this point, I'm going to let the host, you know, make a comment. Adeyimika Balogun, HR of Lagos. Mic check. I'll let you make a comment at this point in time.
All right, thank you so much, Mama TDA. Yes, I know you're my mother, and I'll always answer that call of me being your son anytime you call me. Thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate you doing this. I know that you had to squeeze out time to do this for us. Thank you so much. You know, there's a story with, you know, myself and TDA, and if I'm permitted to share it, I'll just share it today. You know, when she started a platform, HR Foundry, right? The very first session was at CIPM House. So we've been on the same group together, but we don't talk. I've never, you know, said anything to her before. I've never messaged her before. But on this day, I noticed that she was having an event, and I just went there. You know, with the mindset of say, okay, let me just go there to learn, to listen, and, you know, and after the session, that was like my very first time. I mean, the very first time I spoke with TDA. And TDA was like, Yimika, you don't even talk to people. And I said, it's not like that, just that I do not like disturbing people. And I understand that as a leader, you sort of have a lot of people that are, you know, disturbing you already to say, come and be my mentor, come and be my this, come and be my that. And that was it. And she said, I can always reach out. And I said, fine, thank you so much. You know, you know, the next thing could have been that maybe some people would have just taken that opportunity to start reaching out to her to say they need help, they need this, they need that, they need this, they need that. And I didn't do that. What I did was just to sort of ask her to say, okay, fine, this thing we are doing, how can we do it better? Where can I function, right? And ensure that we grow this to the place you want it to be. Like, she has a vision, and I wanted to like support that vision. And that was how my relationship with TDA started, networking, right? I didn't go with the mind of saying I wanted to network with her, right? I went to her program because I wanted to learn, and we connected. And I went to her with value to say, okay, fine, I know this is what you're trying to do, right? How can I add value to your vision? How can I help you achieve your vision? And she added me to, I think it was even that day that she created the admin group, and she added me. And since then, TDA is someone I can message even at 11 p.m. and she will respond to me if she's still like awake. Thank you so much, ma'am, and let me just say that she has been very instrumental to my own career growth as well, because like they used to say, you need a mentor, right? And People like TDA has helped me. Even when I started the job of Lagos, she was one of those people that always say, Yimika, you can do this, even when I wanted to like give up at some point, right? That's what mentors do. I mean, what mentors do, right? She was there to support and all that. So thank you so much. So networking, you should always see. My point is that networking at the end of the day, you should always see it as don't be a taker, like she mentioned. Don't be a taker. You should always go to the people you want to network with as though you want to offer value to them. Definitely, that's what you want to do, because it is when you give out value to others that you get value back. I'll tell you that, like, Kayak was sponsored by a number of people, right? And I tell you today that most of the people that sponsored the program were people that in one way or the other, right, have also offered value to in the past, right? And them seeing me doing something sort of just raise that, thought to say, oh, no, we need to support Yimika, we need to support the Child of Lagos, we need to support him and all, right? So always go to whoever you want to mentor, be it personal, professional, strategic. Always go with the mindset that you want to help people, right? It's not all about you. Don't be a taker. Thank you so much. I think she's raising her hand, so I'll just...
Yes, I just want to say that, if you can hear me, I want to say that your next big move could be with any of these three levels: personal, personal, operational, or strategic. And I'll use my own story. Everybody knew that I switched jobs in June. Guess who helped me with that job? Someone I lectured in CIPM as far back as 2014. She was my student. And just because I said we're always going from the place of value, I'm someone who I always just try to reach out to people. Or I've not heard from you in a while. How is your family? So that was it. She reached out to me and said, I have an issue I want to discuss with you. Typically, for most leaders, they run away. And I know some leaders who are here relate with me. When somebody says, I have an issue, they're thinking, I have my own issues, or you may want to post that person and say, come later. Please don't let us do that again. Give that person that audience. So immediately she had someone to speak with me. I said, let me call you. So I called her. What's the issue? Now she had become a big time recruiter, and she was recruiting for MNCs and some corporates. And she said she got a bid to recruit for a role, and she's not getting viable CVs. And I said, send me the JD. Let me send it out. We could get people. Let me get across my connection. And she did. I looked at it. Obviously, the offer wasn't what wasn't even in terms of what I was earning at that time. So I said, just let me have it. And I sent it out. Then she came back and she told me that the company, they're about to take that contract from her. That could I do her a favor? Be listening to the stories. It seems it's like it's a story. It seems like a joke. She now said, can I have your CV, Mama? Let me have your own CV. Let me use your CV to block them. Be listening, to block them while we begin to, she can buy time to get others. And I said, okay, take. Guess what, everyone? That same day, I got a call. I got that call, and today it is history. Eventually, the role was expanded. Eventually, the salary became... So your personal network is important, operational, important, and also strategic. Let's be deliberate and intentional about people. Let's be deliberate and intentional about building viable relationships with people. Thank you all.
You heard it from TDA, be deliberate, be intentional. Oftentimes, this looks like a cliche. So how do I become intentional? You become intentional by becoming intentional, which is as you step out this afternoon, right? I don't like to deceive myself. Practicality, what am I going to do? from this very afternoon, even as you prepare for tomorrow's session, because this is going to be the wrap for today's session, right? We're resuming tomorrow again by, I think, around from 2 p.m. So you want to ask yourself, between now and 2 p.m., what am I going to do? That is how to be intentional. Don't say, oh, let me wait till Monday now, let me go and give them. No, don't wait till Monday, it's too far, right? Don't wait till Monday. What am I going to do between now and tomorrow? Are you going to go on LinkedIn? Let me even try out this thing that Eyitayo said. Will it work? Let me even try this thing that TJ said. Will it work? Let me even try out what Seun has said. Let me go and clean up my LinkedIn profile. You want to try something, right? Oftentimes we have notes and everything, and then we go back the very same. Knowledge doesn't change anybody. It is behavior. When you align yourself to what you've learned, that is what is going to change you. That you have a very beautiful car, the most expensive car. If you don't have the keys to ignite it and move the car will be sitting pretty, expensive, beautiful, gorgeous, lovely. That's how knowledge sits in your system. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be, you will shout deep, hot, massive, wonderful. But TDA will meet you the next career hack, and you'll be the same. Not because what she shared didn't work, but you didn't try it. So there are very, very, very few, many consumers, but very few executors. Many consumers, but very few executors. TDA has gone to this level because she wasn't just consuming, she was executing. So I want to dare everyone in this room, decide between now and tomorrow, right? Because I'm going to ask us by tomorrow, what am I going to execute? It's about the little drops of water. You don't need to do big stuff. Don't try to do big things, right? It's a compounding pattern. Keep doing those small things. You heard what Seun said. It took him like 6-7 years. Somebody said something that a certain person that is really close to me, right? And then he said, Victor is charging me $10,000, that's too much, to come and speak at my event. And I said, you miss out the point. He's not charging you $10,000 for 1 hour. He's charging you $10,000 for 2 decades. So what took him 1 hour to deliver, it took him 20 years to master that thing, to become an expert. So TDM I have talked for like 1 hour or less, but it took her decades of consistency, of execution, of pushing in to be able to do that. So if you want to be able to come back, even as a speaker, or come and share, I was in the Career Hack 2.0 2021, and now in 2030, I've built something really massive. It's possible. There's a formula to it. And I may not know so many formulas, but I know that execution works, right? So before we go, I'm going to have some people use the raise hand feature, right? I want a blend of people to share, 3 career hack lessons that you've learned, across all the sessions. If you're confident, use the raise hand feature. So I see all right? I need 4 more people. I've gotten stay on the standby there, right? Who else? Just use the raise hand feature if you want to share. Somebody said something, you deepen your knowledge by sharing. And that's, you think it's by hoarding, let me go and hide it. You don't grow that way. It is by sharing, right? So the way to get knowledge to stick is sharing what you learned, right? So don't say, I'm going to hide it. Oh, I see you, Amarachi, thank you. I need 2 more people, so that we can wrap this up. 2 more people. Just use the raise hand feature, share. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be wrong. It is what you learned, right? It is what you learned. So who else is sharing with us? All right, so whilst we're waiting for 2 more other people, okay, Gideon is clapping. I don't see a raise hand feature. So I'll call on All right, so you have the floor now. Share with us 3 hacks that you've learned and that you're going to do.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Okay, so basically today has been, sorry, pardon my language, but today has been the bash goes moment. Like they're just hitting everything on point.
That's it.
They're just hitting everything from Eyitayo to Mama TDA. In fact, as in, it's been awesome. I want to say special big thank you. So far I've learned three things basically. You don't just receive value from your mentor. You should also be able to add value to your mentor and your sponsor. It doesn't just end with you always collecting. You should be able to add value to them also. That's one. Then two, keep building yourself. Just keep building. Just keep moving. You never can tell. Like Eyitayo said, someone he wanted to reach out to, then it was too busy for him. And 6 years down the line, the man is wanting to see him again. And that for me, that's a whole lot. That's place of value, place of hard work, self-fulfillment. Then the third one, Matide said, mentor shows you the way there. Then your sponsor gets you there. So like she has helped me to understand what both people do. She has made me understand that mentors are different from sponsors. Sponsors will just get you there. They're the ones that will stand up for you at meetings and all of that. But mentors are the ones that will show you how to get there. Like, okay, do this way, do this that way, and you achieve something. So that's for me, that's a whole lot. That's what I've learned today, and I'm going to build around it. Thank you very much. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Amarachi, mic check. Can you hear? You're muted. You need to unmute yourself so that you can speak. Amarachi? Okay.
Okay, Amarachi, can I go on now?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead now.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I've actually learned more than 3 things, but because I've been given the space for 3 things, I'll just do like a summary. And I want to really say that TDA was really very on point in our presentation. And not only did she tell us about why we need to build this network, it actually talked about the how. And that was the key point for me, the how of building this network. So one of the key things I took away from building personal networking is how do I build a personal network? And the one key thing for me is to reach out to the people that you have around you. Of course, in personal networking, these are people you grew up with, people you are familiar with. And then, for instance, some of us found ourselves in the WhatsApp group after so many years of being in school and all of that, and we are not even talking. So for me, I learned to reach out, to contribute, and then build the relationship from there. And then when we talk about operational networking, the key thing for me there is to help out, to help. You know, these people are in my line of work, and they also have their deliverables, just like as I have mine. We discover that sometimes you and your colleague might actually make a request to, let's say, the IC department at the same time, but you might find out that your colleagues will come out even faster than yours, and that will be based on the network they have, the personal rapport, and it's not really for anything, but it's happened in human relationship. So I was able to identify that, and a way for me to build that relationship as well is to also help them. So by helping them, I'm making deposits into the emotional bank account. So when I also need them, they will be working. I learned to support my mentors and my sponsors by giving them value. Support them in the sense that they might have their program, they might have one or two things, it might be company events, it might be just anything. I should be able to support them by being there. And in supporting them, I'm giving them the value that they can get from me without them having to ask me for which. They must not even do that. And so in doing that, I've positioned myself in a way that I will be able to get access to them, and they also can support me to get to where I want to get to. So I've been able to learn about the how to achieve the how of achieving this results in these three areas. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. That's amazing stuff you've learned. So I'll just pass it on to Okayemi, then Gideon will go after Okayemi. So Okayemi, you're up next now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, as in it's really very great and insightful. And three basic things I learned today from Seun. He mentioned the fact that he really emphasized about branding, and he emphasized the fact that branding is what people say when you're not in the room. So I learned so much that even your weakness, knowing your weakness can actually be a source of strength to you as well. So if you're having issues trying to identify your strength, you can even check your weakness and use that to project that. And because a lot of people also have that kind of weakness or that kind of problem, so providing solutions to that kind will really help you. And for Eyitayo emphasized so much on tech that whichever line of career that we choose, it is very important that we focus on the tech aspect. And he mentioned that you don't really have to love it before you use it. You just have to you understanding the fact that this is very important and this is the future, so we must be able to embrace it. And he mentioned one act that trying to watch at least video for 10 minutes in a day is going to help us a lot. And for Mama Tidi, she was very emphatic about being intentional. So I think everything we have to do now is just being intentional. I know that every one of us joined this program because we're intentional about learning. So in every aspect of life, we just have to be very intentional about whichsoever thing we want to do, be it networking and adding values, connecting with people. Everything starts from our intent, like in being intentional about everything. Thank you so much again. That's all for me.
Thanks a lot, Okayemi. So we have Gideon as the final contributor. Gideon, you have the floor now. Thanks, Okayemi.
All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I want to say a big thank you to all the facilitators and the organizers. God bless you all. So real quick, I'm going to go into my point and what I learned. The first thing I learned was from our first speaker, that's Seun. Seun mentioned about content most especially on our social media platform, and not only on social media platform alone. He said, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, just go ahead. We can hear you.
So it said, if you know you're an IT person, you're a project manager, you are into photography, you are a content writer, you are a storyteller, why don't you place all those things on your social media platform for people to benefit, for people to enjoy from you? And that's one thing that I think I remember doing while I was working with MTN as a customer care relationship officer. What did I do? I copied some of our troubleshooting channels whereby people could actually do a kind of help themselves services, most especially in formatting, using short codes and all that, which really helped most of the people that were on my Facebook. So each time I drop it, for example, how to reconfigure your settings and all that, once I post it, many people will say thank you, like, and all that. So it really helped. Then I think from the second speaker, I learned the fact that he said we should learn to be readers. Readers are leaders. And the aspect that really caught my attention was the fact that he said, if you're into geography, it doesn't mean you shouldn't study more about accounting or more about medicine. And he made mention of some of the articles that we could read on Daily Times, which could actually assist us and help us in our careers and adding value to the society, not just in our own field of study or endeavors alone. From the last speaker, I learned that we have to be nice to people, most especially in our operational settings, starting from the gate man to the front desk officer have a good relationship with them, have a good rapport with them, because they are going to be the one that will make one or two comments about us in the public buses while they are on their way home when you're not there with them. And some of these opinionated words that comes out from them, could it actually make or mar some of the, some of the things, observations, that perception that people have about us or concerning us. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot, Gideon. So now that we've learned all of this, let us activate the next step, which is execution. I'm very, very big on execution because that's what sets you apart from the other person. We're going to take a groupie. That's what you call a selfie. So we're going to take a groupie shortly. But before then, I just wanted to share something a bit personal from what the first contributor has said. And of course, all those that have contributed, the last 4 or 5 people that made their contribution, please DM HR of Lagos. You've won a gift. DM HR of Lagos on Instagram. You've won a gift, right? So the last set of people that made contributions now, do not forget to DM HR of Lagos so that you can claim your gift vouchers. All right. So I was going to say that, I think it was Ellen that was talking, and then, I was going to say that when you reach out to someone, right? Because oftentimes too, there's all of this, I reached out to this person and she didn't get back to me. She did not send me. She did not talk to me because I'm nobody or something like that. Then go and become somebody, right? I think we should stop, getting angry that, because you can't possibly, TDA can't possibly talk to everybody that reaches out to her, right? There's a lot of pressure at that level as you begin to climb the career ladder. So do not get angry that somebody did not get back to you because you reached out to them, even if you're offering a free service, right? Because you are dealing with a lot of requests. What you need to do is to go back, keep working on yourself, keep building yourself. And my personal story, when I delved into coaching and everything, I had some people that I looked up to, the Steve Harris, the Larry Olushola, the Sam Obafemi, all of these guys, and they were like, wow, when am I going to be on this level? But when I finished coaching, I said there were 2 ways. Either I keep pursuing these people or I do something that sets me apart, right? Fast forward 2-3 years down the line, I now sit as an executive, leadership council member, where I can have access to everybody, and we're all just talking on the same table, discussing stuff. But it took real intense work, setting yourself apart. You must decide to set yourself apart. So it's either you get a seat at the table by bugging people and disturbing people, or you say, you know what, I'm just going to go work on myself. And when you work on yourself, then you might probably just find yourself with, the other person, right? Again, there's no competition. It's about the fact that do not get angry that those up there aren't talking back to you. Maybe they are overwhelmed. Maybe they are dealing with a lot. I remember a tweet that was flying around, Whiskey reached out to MI. This was like a decade ago, like 12 years ago. And he says, Baba, I love your song, I'm just an upcoming artist. Baba, if you can just, it was more like, help me push my stuff. MI was, really trending in Nigeria back then. Now, that was 2011. Now, fast forward 2021, look at where Whiskey is. Is he not, do you what I was saying? So do not get angry or get worked up, oh, they are not talking to me and all of that. Maybe it's even a sign to go bend down and do deep work. Now, when you work on yourself and do quality work, you are a product person, be excellent. You are a HR person, be excellent. You are the front desk officer, be excellent. You are the admin person, be excellent. Even if it's you are just buying stuff, or I just buy office supply, do it excellently well. Don't say I'm just buying milk, I'm just buying coffee. Do it excellently well. People are watching. You don't know who it's going to really pick you up and say, you know what, I want to give you a chance. Okay. I see TDA, she wants to chime and say something. TDA.
Honestly, I want to keep talking. And I want to share an experience in terms of you building value for yourself or improving yourself, like you discussed, Victor. This TDA you're seeing, who gets an average of 15 invites to speak in a month, or who is fully booked till December. There was a time in my career that I was rejected.
Wow.
Adeyimika sits in the admin of the HR Foundry, and I share personal stuff with them.
Wow.
This
Wow.
TDA, my profile has been read somewhere, and somebody said she's not fit to be on this platform. No, she's not the right person we'll be needing. So I had once been rejected, but instead of feeling bad, I went back to improve on myself. I asked myself, what does it take to be there? What must I do to be there? And so I went back and started developing myself. Now I am being sought out. I'm being sought after. I'm now the one saying, I don't have time for this. Can I refer another person to take this session for you?
Wow. Wow.
So there's a place of building and self-development. Ask yourself, why do I want to be? Why are they rejecting me? And take those lessons back and improve on yourself. And like I always say, the top is a flat place. It's not a peak. It's a flat surface that can take as many of us who are willing to put in the work. Thank you, Victor.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, TDA. You are so super amazing. We love you so much for, sticking around to really, contribute that. So guys, you've heard it, we don't want to stress that too long. I hope you go reflect on these things, and stop all these I think it's a very dirty behavior. Oh, they rejected me, they missed me, they didn't miss me, they missed value. Maybe you are not valuable. Go and work on yourself, right? So not every time they missed value or everything. There are times that it's about you. You need to go and improve yourself. It's not every time something is wrong with the other person. Oh, the HR, the recruiter, they miss me, they miss value. Go and work on yourself, right? And we really appreciate all our speakers, from Seun, Odegbami to Eyitayo, Ogunmola, and then to Mama TDA, for bringing in so much vulnerability, so much practicality. These are not like 100 P's to success and 4 P's of, these are real stuff. And they said real stuff. And I love being in sessions where people are saying real stuff and not 75 P's to success, which when you get out there, you don't even know what P to do first, right? So these are real stuff, and I'm really super, super excited. So tomorrow, guys, we're coming back, for the final lap. So I'll just run us through tomorrow's session, what we're going to expect. So for tomorrow, we're going to, just a minute, please. We have to uphold excellence, very important. So for tomorrow, we're going to be having working in the digital age, the work, the worker, and the workplace. Thanks a lot, admin. Thanks a lot for that. So working in the digital age, the work, the worker, and the workplace. Do not miss this. We're going live by 2 p.m. We're starting 2 p.m. By then, you should be back from church, I believe. Please, if you are serving all 4 services, just do 2 services, please. I beg you. Serve for 2 services and then join in this session from 2 p.m. Right? It's not every Sunday. It happens once in a while. And then we're going to wrap up tomorrow by taking on CV and LinkedIn review. Of course, our first speaker is Kemi Shonubi. I think I saw Kemi, on a couple of some of these sessions today.
She's still here.
She's still amazing. That's what we're saying. Even the teacher is learning. The teacher is the student. Guys, you need to be learning from these things. It's not a joke. She doesn't have any business to be here, but she's in, right? So we have Michael Olarimoye, who is going to take us on CV and LinkedIn review masterclass, right? Do not miss these sessions tomorrow. So like I said, those are one gift. Reach out to HR of Lagos on Instagram DM, right? And then let's keep the conversation going. Put out your tweets. Okay, Twitter is banned. Go to Instagram, share your thoughts. Hashtag Career Hack 2.0, hashtag HR of Lagos. Tag HR of Lagos to all your posts, and we will retweet. We're going to reground. We're going to repost, put it on Facebook, share what you've learned, call some people together, go to your colleagues, share what you've learned to them. That is how you are going to grow. So we're going to do our selfie now. I'm going to take myself off the spotlight, and then everybody turn on your video. Wahala for who they use Glow, but please turn on your video. turn on your video so that we can take, I'm taking a screenshot from my end. So turn on your video, look in your dapper self. This video might appear on Forbes. It might be on Forbes. It might be on Forbes. I'm making the announcement. It might be on Forbes. You never can tell. So just turn on your video and let's take a picture. This is our virtual selfie because we can't do this physically. All right, so everybody say cheese. Some people have refused. Okay, maybe they are using Glow. Let's just say they are using Glow. They can't turn on their videos. Yeah, one day I see you, I see you. So I'm taking shots. Say cheese, everyone. Cheese, cheese. I see you, everyone. All right. I've taken about 3 shots. I'll take the final one now. Cynthia, I see you. Great. All right. If I wanted to shake table, I say everybody stand up. You will see that what they are wearing beneath is different from it's different from the down level, you know, and all of that. Even you maker might be wearing something different down level, but we're not going to do that. So I want to say thank you everyone for joining this session. Please unmute yourself and say bye-bye and say bye-bye. Unmute yourself and say bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you guys
Thank you very
tomorrow.
much.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
The final part.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll be here to the last person leave. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.
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 Bye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Let's know those that turned on their session and doing other things. You will say goodbye.
That's true. This is how you get to know those people, right?
This is how we get to know them. And it's looking like Messi. Messi's on this table.
Not on the table. I'm waiting to see who's going to leave.
Messi. So you are here.
Bye,
I see you.
Emmanuel.
Bye, bye. You make up behind.
Okay, so I think I might just have to start removing people so we can have our final.
All right. This Damilola, it seems she's just here. She wants to go till 5. Oh, she's gone. All right. So
No worries. Thank you so much, Harry. Bye bye. Mano.
All right. So you might remove if you have that.
Yeah, that's not doing. That's not doing.
What about Wumi? Okay, she's left too.
She's left here. Okay.
Cook pocket.
Thank you so much, Victor.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Yeah, I think it went well. Let me stop recording.